Racing Club has just walked past the van, and it would be wrong of us not to have a chat.
Has he gone down that slide yet? Oh, he went down?
He went down the slide.
That's good.
Because it would be wrong of us not to have a chat to this gentleman based on the great news in the last couple of weeks that has come through. We love our footy, but when the footy's done, we like a little bit of spring carnival action. And come Wednesday, October 22, if you win the Ladbrokes Geelong Cup, you will find yourself going off to Flemington on the first Tuesday of November. And, of course, the chair of the GRC is Pete Murray, one of our favourites on Curry Fully. Hello, Mert. How are you?
How are you, Tommy? Yes, the golden ticket.
Congratulations.
The Geelong Cup and automatic into the Melbourne Cup, which is sensational for the club. It's something we've been after for years and years and years, and previous committee and CEOs have tried, but we're there now, so it's brilliant news for us.
I believe the current CEO, of course, who's St Mary's co-coach Luke Rayner, has to take a bit of the credit for this one.
Oh, absolutely. His relationship with the industry is first class, and so we can thank Luke for all the hard work over the years, and we finally got there.
And my understanding is too, and I really like this story, if you win the Launceston Cup, you get a golden ticket into the Geelong Cup.
Correct.
So you could basically you could be a Barry Battler training at the back of Launceston, winning your home cup, get a start at Geelong, maybe fluke that and find yourself at Flemington on.
Which I hadn't even really considered that, but that's right, yeah. So if you win the Launceston, you're into the Geelong. You win the Geelong, you're into Melbourne.
So the runner I've got at Matawa on Tuesday.
No.
Well,
send it to Launceston.
I'm going to send it to Tassie and then come via Geelong, and then I'm in.
The Lonnie Cup's usually in February.
It is. It's February. Yep. Yeah. So the Luke and some of the staff went over earlier this year for the Launceston Cup.
Junket.
Sorry, did I say that out loud? Sorry, junket.
It's only a junket when you're not
involved.
Of the
duties. It's all part of the duties.
Well,
it's worked
as required. That's right. Absolutely.
And which reptiles are you standing with today? A Ryan.
Yes. Yeah. I've got to find him.
He's already poked his head in here.
Has he?
He actually wanted to buy me a coffee. I don't drink it, but I appreciate the offer. And of course, he gets to pay attention at 2 o'clock rather than 12 o'clock.
Yeah, that's right. So it's good for Harvey. Only played a couple of games back in the second, so now he's in the first. So it's good for him.
We got Luke on after the game. No doubt more GRC chat then. But appreciate you poking your head in. Congratulations. It's wonderful news for the Geelong community as a whole. And that's why we're probably happy to touch on it here at K-Rock Footy and can't wait for Wednesday, October 22.
Oh, that's right. Those who know how important it is. Yeah,
huge.
Exactly.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Tommy.
Pete Murray here, the chair of the Geelong Racing Club.
We'll be waiting for the President's invite to the Cup, won't we?
Well, I'm working, so I'll be down. We'll be waiting.
Can't hear.
What's that? Buzz on the line. New phone, who dis? Pete Murray, great the team dropped by. Somebody messaged me the other day. Might have been one of my children. Wanted something. I don't know. I just replied, new phone, who dis?
I would have laughed that.
Something for free or something. Can't children pay their way in the world? Especially my daughter who umpires about 1,000 games of netball a week.
Yeah, this is the thing, they earn more than us. And they just still want us to pay for things. How does that work?
Yeah.
I know.
Paying for education.
That's exactly. What more do you want?
Yes. All right, moving forward the events for Team Tyre Power and the Ponds and Orlando Hotels. Let's straighten things up and have a look at the rest of GFNL round 12. So this is 2/3 of the way through the season now. It feels like the season's been going forever because we started back on the first weekend of April, which is actually, I think, 16 weeks ago. But throw in a couple of buys and Easter, and
it does feel longer than that, doesn't it?
We have been going for a heck of a long time, but we still 10 weeks till the grand final, by the way. Not anybody's counting. Geelong Western Bell Park this afternoon.
Bell Park, their form's been terrific in the last month.
Imagine how chilly it's going to be at Geelong West today with that wind coming over the top of the hill. Bell Park.
Bell Park.
Grovedale and Lara. Now, interestingly, Nathan Kruger's an emergency for the VFL tonight, but wasn't named for Grovedale. So that probably tells me Geelong are carrying somebody over, one of Nevitt, Ollie Henry or George Stevens, which means Kruger's playing. Because I rang Jacob Spalding at 6 o'clock last night and I said, Kruger is an emergency for Geelong. And he goes, is he? No, they expect him to play in 2 weeks.
Right. Yeah, right.
Kruger's just got back from 3 weeks overseas.
Yeah, he has.
He's been with his partner, Tess, who's an elite runner, supporting her.
Yep.
But he's back. But Grovedale will win that one comfortably. Cooper Leach playing his first senior game since doing his knee out at Lara last year.
Which we did.
We broadcast that game.
There, so he's played the last couple of 5 games, maybe in the summer league. 7, is it?
Yep.
Oh, geez, he's been back that many. Yeah, so he's just coming back from that ACL, so good to see him back playing locally for Grovedale.
Leopold and South Barwon.
Grovedale win that easy.
Yes, I thought that was just a given.
Yes,
Take out Darby Henderson, Cooper McCain, and there was Max Chambers are out. Josh Sanders is available.
He's playing, yes.
So that's a positive, but yeah.
Imagine the wind out there today.
Oh,
Well, that's the issue, though. They've got a forward line of McCarthy, Abbott and Gillett because Leach is going to play in the ruck.
Correct.
Paul's going to spend
kick
a lot
it
of time on the deck. Speedy's not back yet. Nathan
I
Dean's
saw that he's still not playing.
He's not far from 200.
Yeah.
I believe there are clubs at lower levels very interested in Nathan Dean's services next year.
I could imagine there'd be every club, wouldn't it?
I was going to say there'd be a few, I reckon, hanging around.
Leopold and South. Leopold gets some handy ones back. Burgess, Wagner, Pepper, just in time for South Barwon.
The condiment back.
And his little running feud with Mark Neild.
Oh, Neild, you'll love that.
Hope we hear some updates.
Williamson was listed as injured by the VFL,
But playing it.
but he's been named for Leopold. So it'll be interesting to see whether he does line up this afternoon. South were waiting for VFL. Madigan, Todd White. But apparently, Doyle Madigan ended up in hospital a couple of weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah, broken nose.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, so, and at the same time ran into Lucas Anderson from Torquay, who was also in hospital at the same time after suffering a head knock.
Oh, it's like births. Yeah.
Correct. I think Leopold aren't going well enough at the moment. I know they've got a few back,
I
but
think they win today, though.
do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because do you know what? They've won 8 straight over South.
They have got the wood on them.
Neildy's
They
never
have.
beaten them.
Well, I think today they changed that. I think South Barwon have been settled for a little bit longer.
If they do, Leopold aren't playing finals.
That's a good point. So it's a really important game for Leopold.
They could be 2 out with 6 to play.
Yeah, I just think they've got too much going on player-wise. South Barwon.
Birchie?
After saying South were on Struggle Street a couple of weeks ago, I'm actually going to tip them today because I think if they're ever going to get Leopold, today's going to be the day because it's a shocker for footy and anything can happen.
Minute to go here in the twos. St Mary's just kicked a goal. 3 points of difference with a minute to go. St Mary's against the breeze.
And it's a running clock, too.
And it's a running clock. So they actually, the footy nearly went into the back of the cemetery, but they got it back quick.
Which is where they wanted it to be.
Correct, but they're 3
Has
points
to be a
down.
marquee, doesn't it?
No, I think, some Joeys are going this way, so they're
Rowan.
okay.
Pumps it inside forward 50. He's put it out in front of a teammate. That's one of the Adams boys. I think that's Max, isn't it?
It is.
58.
Yep.
Tracks it into the left forward pocket. He's got a man on in the square if he can get it there.
Oh, he's
And
turned
20 seconds.
And he couldn't. He would have put it onto the chest of a teammate who would have had a shot from the top of the square to win the game. St Mary's have held up and they will hold on and win this one.
So Joeys are going to win by 3 points.
Sorry, St Joey's going to win by 3 points.
Yeah,
Apologies, I thought it was the other way.
The Marys had they kicked a goal with a minute to go to get it back to 3 points, but they couldn't get it. Imagine the whole game played in 1 minute. That's pretty much what it was.
14:34. Can we do that, Sal?
That'd be great. South Barwon for me.
And retire to the Bruno Nikolic bar for a couple of quiet
Absolutely.
Well, can we ask the that'd be great. Newtown.
Yeah, Newtown beat New. Yeah. How many will Dodos kick? Well,
No, I said to you during the week, they're going to share around. They normally share them around. I reckon Connor Foppiani might kick 8 today.
Noah Carousella debuts today.
Absolutely does. So that's
Young fella Hall also makes his debut. I'll clarify his first name. Will Hall.
Will Hall.
Yep. So Steve Johnson spoke to him yesterday. Didn't want to talk about umpires. Amazing. Thank God.
Want to talk about football? That's good.
Yep. He's already talked about umpires on another station, and that didn't apparently
Go
work
down
out
too
too
well,
well.
did it?
No, Will Hall, yes. So a couple of those guys, and I think also back in Tom Beckworth. So
Yeah, he needs to play more senior footy, Tom. He's a good player.
He's one of those players that other clubs
Absolutely.
have to look at.
He has had 3 or 4 good years in the twos.
So,
And you-
mate, we saw him that day, you
Yeah,
and I.
I
Remember
know.
we watched
He
him?
kicked
Yeah.
4 or 5 that
High
day, didn't
flying, he was
Absolutely.
terrific. We're like, who's this
Yeah, I know.
Brownlow medalist in the twos?
St Albans and Colac. Matt McKenzie back to battle Zach Zybel in the ruck.
Colac by a lot.
You think?
Yeah.
Colac by enough.
Colac.
I think Colac by enough. I think St Albans will. Seb Ross back today too. Brady.
Colac by plenty.
I think their average losing margin against top 5 sides still like nearly 90 or something or higher.
And of course, final game of the round is St Joey's and St Mary's. Will stay across all the scores from the Ballerine and the GDFNL as well as we go around the grounds for Leopold Sporties. Plenty happening in the world of local football. We'll keep you across the latest at K-Rock Football via the K-Rock website, krock.com.au. We'll take another break and we'll be into this one. Kirsch has got a bit of work to do, so is Birchie on the other side of this. Every donation doubled on APCO Foundation Giving Day, Tuesday, July 29. Live Breathe, K-Rock footy from Drew Oval on a Saturday afternoon.
Tom, Lingy and Lottie, Geelong's favourite way to wake up.
So if you have trouble bending, stretching, putting on socks as you get older, or if you were injured, so I've seen this hack.
I could use this.
Yeah, I know.
Because I have to roll on my back at the moment and kind of hook one on my big toe and just anything like that, just to get it started.
Of course you do. It's called foreplay.
In 2025, Geelong and the Surf Coast's favourite way to wake up is Tom, Lingy and Loggy on K-Rock 955. Visit one of Mimosa Home's 50 displays across Melbourne and Geelong.
Since a bloke named Bill started cutting timber in a mill back in 1980, Barwon Timber's been the builder's best mate ever since. Whether you stick framing or need prefab frames and trusses, Barwon Timber's got what you need for every building stage. Geelong owned and operated with trade quality products in stock, ready to go. Barwon Timber, Fellmongers Road, Breakwater. The team that builders just keep coming back for.
I'm going down to Barwon Timber.
Great news, Torquay and Warm Ponds. KFC is now open in your part of the world. Drive through, takeaway, or on your favourite food delivery app. KFC Torquay and Warm Ponds, now open. Did someone say KFC?
When an emergency strikes, every second counts. That's why you need a trusted and reliable emergency department that provides you with the highest level of care. And that's exactly what you'll find at St John of God Geelong's Emergency Department. Open 7 a.m. to 10 p.m, 7 days a week. From chest pains to broken bones, St John of God Geelong's team of experienced doctors and nurses is there, ready to care for you. St John of God Geelong, caring for our community for 50 years.
Your dream home is closer than you think with Metricon, Australia's #1 home builder. With our Fast Track program, your contract is ready in 7 days and you can get to site in as little as 16 weeks. Plus, you can receive an upfront and transparent Fast Track saving on your stunning Metricon design. Contact us to see if you qualify and move in faster than you thought possible. Metricon, love where you live. Terms and conditions apply. CDBU 52967.
At Harvey Norman, Corio and Warn Ponds, meet the next generation of computing power, the new Intel Ultra processors. With AI and Windows Copilot, these computers have never been faster or smarter. For technology that's not just ahead of the curve, but bending the curve, talk to Geelong's experts in tech and discover how you can upgrade your world. Harvey Norman, Corio and Warn Ponds, proudly bringing you the future of computers, now.
At APCO, we know your time is precious. So download the APCO app to skip the queue and pay for your fuel from the comfort of your car. Love our Jaffles and award-winning coffee? Pre-order through the APCO app. No more waiting in line, just grab and go. Shop the way you want, when you want. Just search APCO app in your app store and start saving time today. APCO Cafe 24/7. We've got you.
Thanks to our #1 ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
For Team Tyre Power and the Ponds and Norlane Hotels, where before the bounce at Drew Oval on a Saturday afternoon. Umpires are out today. Liam Edwards, Dave Chaston and Tim Callender controlling this one. And of course, Tim Callender, Kirsch's cousin, because known by all his umpiring mates as Dates. Dates. A great nickname.
It is a good nickname.
Jane Birch is down boundary side for us this afternoon for Leopold Sport. He's standing basically on true centre wing here at Drew Oval and has our ground report for us. Thanks to Goddings, Geelong's Kubota dealers, tractors, excavators, mowers and more. Victoria Street, North Geelong. Birchie is as blowy out there as it appears to be from our call position.
Yep, it is absolutely blowing the bags out here. I'm in the middle, as you said, and it is strong northerly favouring the Autumn Street end, so there'd certainly be 3 to 4 goals in it, if not more. But as we've seen at this level, teams are skillful enough to actually score against the breeze, so it'll be interesting to see who can handle the conditions best in this early first quarter.
Well, absolutely, thank you for that, Birchie. Good work by you. We'll come back to you shortly. Toss of the coin and similar, not too far away. Just having a look at the teams, especially South Barwon and Leopold. So Logan Wagner hasn't come up, and there was some suspicion that he might 21 days for a soft tissue, so he hasn't got up. Andrew Pepper has got up though from that calf. Mitch Burgess is also right to go. Brock Williamson is playing, as is Todd White, Doyle Madigan for South Barwon. So a lot of stars out there for both sides. That should be a cracking clash out there at Memorial Park, but you would suspect the Bellarine Highway into the ground is going to be seeing a lot of the action with this northerly breeze blowing this afternoon. Let's have have a look at a head-to-head for Breakwater Meadowlands. Steel Projects made easy. Have you got a head-to-head or head-to-heads you're going to keep an eye on this afternoon, Kirsch?
I have, Kingy, and conditions changed probably what I was looking at originally, and both sides forward half can win this game of footy, but obviously conditions will dictate what happens there today. So it's going to be those sort of hard-nosed in and unders at the coalface type players today, and we're going to go something a little bit different. Obviously James Gale and they're the premier players inside mids for St Joseph's and that, but we're going with Bailey Cockerell for St Mary's, who I think's come back from injury in really good form, and we know what he can do. And James Hose, I think Hosey's been going really well for the St Joseph's midfield and had his opportunity at Sydney Swans level for a couple of VFL games as well. So I think they're two young footballers that can probably have a real crack today and dictate some terms for their clubs.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that Breakwater Meadowland head-to-head this afternoon. Let's just go around the grounds for Leopold Sporties. Port Adelaide 4-3-27, Hawthorn 3-2-20. Geelong fans privately will be barracking for Port Adelaide.
Absolutely.
In this one. And Geelong in the VFLW clash at Deakin. Oh, gee, it'll be blowy out there.
Oh, yes.
Just try and work out which way that would impact that.
Sort of.
There's no cricket pitch there to make it.
That, yeah. Well, the end towards the sports centre, it would.
Pocketish,
yeah, across the other side of it, yes.
So 3-1-19, Collingwood lead the Cats 1-8, and we'll stay across. GDFNL games are actually underway. There's only 3 games today. East Geelong and North Geelong should be a cracker at Richmond Crescent. That's a game that will be impacted by the ball being more on the Fitzroy Street side of the ground.
Well and truly.
6 apiece there. Inverleigh 6 lead, Bannockburn no score out at Inver, and Belpost Hillmere Central no score. Wow.
Oh,
it blows anywhere at Belpost.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Did you see second best for Werribee Centrals last week, Kingy? David Isbista.
No, Winchelsea.
Winchelsea, sorry. Yeah. Winchelsea, I remember.
Yes. Yeah, they very quietly. So, we knew it was coming.
Yep.
It just was. He's been doing a marathon.
He has, yeah.
Preparing for a marathon.
Yes, indeed.
The whisper going around, so all the parishes have re-signed for next year. Not so Darcy, other than Darcy's not playing at Winch next year, although he might not be playing at Essendon. They've been Birchies on this one.
I'm grinning at that.
Yes. David Isbister, there might be a couple of mates of David's that might be on the radar.
There you go. Well, he's still playing good football at GDFL level.
Yeah, what about the highly decorated GFL player that's apparently on the radar of a Ballerine club for next year as well?
Okay.
Yeah, no names yet, but I'm sure that'll all come to light as we get further into...
How long have Kirsch? No idea.
Further into the season.
I don't know what he's talking about.
All right. Did we get the toss of the coin, Birchie?
Certainly did. St Mary's have won the toss, and Jack Blood has elected to kick with that breeze and get a good start.
But yeah, what a surprise. Thank you for that.
Thank God he's not Trent Cotchin.
Your complete family venue, Leopold Sporties, 135 Kensington Road in Leopold. Winner in a margin, please, Birchie.
Well, I might actually go for St Mary's today by 3 points.
Nice.
We'll follow the reserves lead.
Laurie Hill. Joey's by 6 points, right? Jace?
St Joey's by 83 points minus 17.
Which is 66. That's a big result. I'm going to tip St Joey's this afternoon by 23. Kirsch, do you have a pendulum swinging in the breeze today?
Well, I don't, because St Mary's have only played 11 games and St Joseph's have played 12.
Here we go.
When are we going to even up, Kingy? Round 15. It's all skew with. Everything is skew with.
You can still average out and all that sort of stuff.
I can't average it out. If I average it out, St Joseph's.
Skew with?
St Joseph's win by 14. That's the pendulum. Broken down.
So that means that if St Joey's win by more than 23, I win. See, that's how I do it.
I like it.
I like it.
Well, what do you win?
I win the fact that
You win nothing.
Correct.
And you'll like it.
I like it. And you'll like it. Oh, it's starting to rain too.
It is starting to. Oh, this is horrific.
Because it never rains at Drew.
It's going to be absolutely.
Apart from that Olympic swimming pool we played in here.
That's exactly right. It never rains up here.
Players are moving into position. We're going to start on time. Crowd, fair to say, slightly impacted by...
well, they're all sitting at home listening to us because that's the way you would do it today.
Absolutely.
They're probably in the lunch, are they?
There'll be a few still in the lunch. The lunch just winding up right now. And we'll keep an eye on some Wombat Gully Plant Farm matchups. Don't forget, every donation doubled on APCO Foundation Giving Day, Tuesday, July 29. First quarter action will be thanks to Harvey Norman, Corio and Warren Ponds. Welcome to those watching too through AFL Barwon TV. Hope you enjoy the call as much as we will, bringing it to you between the two arch rivals. It's a rivalry dating back over 50 years, and the last couple have thrown up some absolute crackers, including, of course, the last time they met here back on Big Freeze Day 2024 when Austin Humphrey rode himself into local footy folklore. Umpire Edwards holds the ball aloft. We are underway on a Saturday afternoon from Drew Oval. Here's Jace.
Hughes and McCoy go up. They don't really get a tap to either. Really, Flynn, he goes through, puts a tackle on. McCoy comes back out to help for St Joey's. The big ruckman is wrapped up by Jack Blood. The umpire will come in and ball it up just to the side of the cricket pitch area. McCoy goes up, falls into his arms in the end. Oh, then he gets wrapped up. He just got the handball away under pressure from Flynn. Now the kick got away. Hughes spears it into a forward line. Wales comes out next to Webb. That's going to be an interesting matchup as well for Wombat Gully. Webb gets it away to Cal Mitchell, close to the boundary line, just runs out. And the umpire says, "Oh, throw it in." Ooh, lucky. Boundary throw in. About 35 around from the St Mary's goal. They are attacking the southern end in this first term with the breeze. It's an 8-goal breeze. It's great down here, and McCoy's going to go up against Michael Rudd.
The clock hasn't started for Bowen Food, so we'll try and do our best to guesstimate through this quarter. From behind, McCoy won the tap down. Knight's handball on the bounce. Taken in the tackle is Nick Dowling for St Mary's. About 35 from goal, brought to ground, and I think we're going to get a lot of this afternoon. McCoy, the recruit from Torquay, against Rudd, whose old man was a pretty handy player at Torquay. Knights, quick kick Mitchell, outside defensive 50 to Mullen, kick 7 against North Shore. Hose, just a little fumble, and then Hughes puts him on his Tijuana, forces a spillage. Jansen a handball, Blood jams it on the boot to the goal square. It'll float on the breeze. We're back with the one hand, takes the Hamlin hanger on a day where marking won't be easy. In a one-on-one matchup with Elijah Wales, Luke Webb rolls it in on the bicep and marks. That's a cracker from Luke Webb.
Goes along with a kick towards defensive 50, holds up in that breeze. McCoy got a hand to it, and then it fell to Hamish Burke. Wales doing a bit of a job, you think, Kirsch, on Luke Webb?
Yeah, that's what it appears to be, because Wales was looking for him, and as soon as they came out of the huddle, he went straight to him. So that's a match-up down there. Obviously, Betson taking the job on Burke, and there's another, Mitchell's got the job on Rudd.
Hughes got it into Jansen, and got it into Burke, and Sam Burke comes out in front of Betson. And Liam Betson can only stand on the mark now. 35 out from goal, 45-degree angle.
Just on Webb, he had it 32 times. He had 14 rebound 50s last time.
Yeah.
A lot of those would have been from kick-ins, but still, his influence that day was, well, I think he was our Leopold Sporties that day.
Yep. Sam Burke comes in now for an opportunity for the first goal of the afternoon. He keeps it low, very low, so low it doesn't actually hit the goal line, and it's punched through by McCoy for 1 behind. That is the start of the scoring this afternoon. St Mary's are 1 behind, and St Joe's yet to score. Harvey Norman, K-Rock, first quarter scoreboard.
Really important. We talked about some matchups. It's a really important day today for matchups to get them right, and there's some great matchups all over the ground.
Wombat Gully Plant Farm, Webb short into the pocket, and mark taken by Antonak, who unmarked will play on, get to defensive 50, goes short to Betson, that's Keelan. Handball back to Antonak. Antonak a kick to the wing. They've progressed it nicely, although Harry Smith, the target, didn't get to him. It was knocked away by Blood, but into the waiting arms of Morris, and that's Oscar, who's kick inside 50, chopped off. And Keaton Rayner, actually 4th for intercept marks in the competition, if you don't mind. Kicks now to the wing, but he's kicked it straight to Keelan Betson, who will pick up another possession on the Curse High stat sheet.
Rayner got the job on Hunter Lewis, another great matchup.
Thought about the handball to Webb running past. He elects to go with the kick. Goes towards Lewis now. Rayner right next to him. Harvey Ryan gets wrapped up, drops the footy. Ball goes over the top to McDonald. Now St Mary's go towards halfback. Fletcher Hughes gets it back towards Rayner. He can't pick it up. He got his head ripped off. Should get a free kick and will at left halfback for St Mary's. And he's already had a couple of possessions. Rayner is going to play on now, trying to keep it low. It just spears around, and then Hickey takes the mark on centre wing for St Joey's. So rebound now back towards half forward. It's okay. And he finds James Gow.
Gow in tricky conditions, driving ball to the goal square, back with a flight. Oscar Morrison couldn't mark. They'll clear St Mary's, a sweeping handball. Rayner getting involved again outside of the right boot. High spinning kick towards half back, spoiled by McCoy. He'll try and find it at ground level, just couldn't get a handle on it. Then tried to palm it to Keelan Betson. Handball to Hose. Hose lost it in the tackle. Mitchell went through his legs. Handball out of the pack to Blood. Might have got it from Jansen, who then gave it to Harry McMahon. Bangs it long, uses the breeze to advantage, back with a flight just out of the reach of Sam Burke. Can give it to Wales. Wales tight in the pocket, steps, snaps. Wonderful smother by Liam Betson, who'll pick up the loose footy, fire a handball to Hickey, and Joey's are away.
Kick was partly smothered though, falls back into the arms of Jansen. Scrambling kick back inside forward 50, comes towards the back of the pack, coming through Knights, who stands in the tackle and gets wrapped up over the boundary line in the left forward pocket for St Mary's. And it will be a boundary throw-in. And we are live in Dubai or somewhere as well. And there'll be some feedback I'm hearing, so that's good.
Good afternoon, Travis. From the boundary throw-in, McCoy doing the ruck work. Here's Al Hickey getting busy early. Sends a kick towards the outer wing, looking for a fly. Edwards couldn't mark off the back of the pack. Quick kick inside forward 50. Christensen. That was a good kick. And the mark taken on the chest by Jansen, who's got it. Left forward pocket. So really sided long sleeves for the man in the number 8. He'll go short, and Travellini didn't go 15, so he'll turn, snap. That's not a bad effort. That's a wonderful effort. Early contender for our Metricon goal of the day from the veteran Jesse Travellini. You'll hate me calling him that, but he's got plenty of experience on his side, and he's given St Mary's their first of the day. Tight in the left forward pocket, kicked it nicely despite, I reckon, slightly into with the aid of the breeze, but maybe slightly pushing away from goal. He's controlled it nicely, and St Mary's get there first on the K-Rock Harvey Norman scoreboard. 1-1-7 the Saints. Joey's are yet to score. Opening quarter action from Drew Oval, and here in the expert's chair, thanks to the Sporting Globe, Eat Drink Sport, Matty Kershaw.
Yeah, once they got the ball forward of centre, they looked pretty dangerous uncontested. It's not a strength of their game. They're at 9th in the competition for uncontested marks, but they maintained a little bit of possession, got it inside forward 50, took their marks inside forward 50 and gave them a chance.
Hickey goes across the half-back line to try and pick it up for St Joey's, can't do so. Comes back towards Rudd for St Mary's. Flynn on hands and knees as well. He gets involved. The ball spills into Bailey Cockrell's arms. The umpire says it's held in there, and we will have a ball up about 55 out from St Mary's goal. Kicking with this breeze in his first term. And 1-1-7. Leads St Joey's yet to score. Hughes gets it down. Mitchell couldn't take it for St Joey's. Betson and right over the top of it as well. And it will be another ball up just inside forward 50 now for St Mary's.
I reckon Inverleigh might be kicking with the breeze at him because they lead 20 zip.
Oh, yep, down the hill, beautiful.
Tapped down one by Hughes, roving done by Keelan Betson. His kick ricochets off the back of a teammate, I reckon. Nick Dowling head over, extract it, rather Garner, I should say, and underneath that pack is Keelan Betson on the loose ball, and umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. Just inside 50 for St Mary's, they lead 7 zip, kicking with the aid of a fairly strong breeze. Garner from the ruck contest, trying to get a handball to Cockrell, also in the long sleeves this afternoon. Tackle laid, that might be Bartolo brought to ground. And he'll get to his feet, and we'll get a ball up. Once again, stoppages are plenty. Hope you're keeping those stoppage numbers for Kirsch.
There's a lot of them.
Tapped down by McCoy. Roving done by Henderson. Snap around the body for St Joey's towards the wing. Diving. Hamish Burke couldn't take the mark. Ball spills. Edwards, or rather DeGrande, lost it in the tackle. Tapping into his own advantage out there and trying to get away with a kick around the corner is Robertson. But it wasn't the best kick around the body, and Henderson has taken the mark just, I reckon, just forward of the wing on the outer side, and we'll look to send St Joey's into attack.
Goes towards half forward with the kick. DeGrande over the back, did well. Read it the better. Hamish Burke just got out positioned. And Paddy in front of the scoreboard has taken the mark. And we'll have a set shot for St Joey's first of the afternoon.
It was a good mark. There was a bit of traffic around him. A contested mark, but it's going to be a tough day for marks inside forward 50. Both teams averaging about 18, 19 marks inside forward 50. I don't think we're going to see that today.
DeGrande on the boundary line, right foot kick, and it's just missed to the far side and through for one behind. Home side's first score of the afternoon. They are one behind. St Mary's 1-1-7. Harvey Norman K-Rock. First quarter scoreboard. Harvey Norman Crime, Warm Ponds. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed.
The keen fisherman, Keaton Rayner, wants to come up the corridor. Dangerous kick. He's turned it over into the waiting arms of Nanatus. Remarks just inside defensive 50. Gee, bit off a bit more than he could chew there, Keaton Rayner.
That's his 4th kick, Kingy, and 3 of them have been turnovers direct to the opposition.
Donatus to Chafer. That's a well-weighted ball. We've got a nice matchup with Chafer and Connors, as we had, of course, on Big Freeze Day for Wombat Gully Plant Farm. But Donatus has just put that into a space that Mitch Chafer was quick to occupy.
Absolutely. And the 4th kick Keaton actually had was up and under, and they were lucky to get the ball forward. So he's intercepting well. He just needs to lower his eyes and hit his targets a bit better.
Mitch Chafer, of course, played his early senior footy with St Mary's when he was on the Falcons list. Most known for his work at Grovedale, and now trying to make a name for himself at St Joey's, and he's kicked that well. He started at left-hand goal post and just let the breeze do a little bit of work for him, and he's jagged it back nicely to tie the scores up. That's a handy one into the breeze. 1-1-7 apiece on the first quarter. K-Rock Harvey Norman scoreboard, and in the experts chair for the Sporting Globe, here's Kirsch.
Well, skills are going to be at a premium today because score from turnover is everything, and I think a day like today you've really got to be sure of your skills and take that easy one. If the opposition gives you an easy target to hit and you hit it up, not try and invent something like that last kick from Keaton Rayner, but take your opportunities. Score on turnover is going to be huge today, and there's the first for Joey's.
Back in the middle, McCoy gets it down, blood through the pack, then notice the other way for St Joey's. Forward handball to Anzac was brilliant, goes with a right foot kick to an open goal, square, getting back there, Morrison off hands, Edwards through the pack, handballs it just straight to Harvey Ryan, who gets around on the right foot, trying to clear over the head of Travellini, comes back quickly, Gus Morrison off a step, hasn't got the distance, big pack there, Morrison, Oscar can't take the mark, umpire said it's going to be something. What is it going to be? And it's going to be a mark, is it? No, it's going to be a free kick, I think, to Ryan, who takes it
short into the right back pocket to Hamish Burke, who fires a handball to the run of Bartolo, who kicks and finds Nick Dowling. So the only Dowling out there, no Paddy for the best part of a month. He's probably watching us somewhere overseas, or maybe he's not. Kick to half back, Travellini takes the mark. It's under the St Joey's coach's box. Right half back, broadcast side. He'll send a floating kick to the wing, and it's well judged by Mitchell against Rudd. Now Mitchell played on, and he has been called to play on from a standing start. Kicks, and he missed Edwards, and he's kicked it straight to Hamish Burke. And then Burke will drive it long. It'll have carry. It'll clear the pack, and it'll roll, and it'll roll, and it'll roll out of bounds into the left back pocket. And we'll get a boundary throw in at the southern or Autumn Street end of the ground. There is certainly an advantage, but it's how you use the footies. It's no good bombing it long.
Absolutely, and we talked about turnovers just before, and that was a prime example of how important it is to keep possession, and Cal Mitchell's turned that one over and how quick it's got down into the forward line for St Mary's.
Burke takes it out of the ruck contest, tried to handball it forward, but couldn't get it any further than Harry Smith. He gets wrapped up in the tackle as well, so about 12.5 metres out from St Mary's goal, we are going to have a ball up. Getting it down, McCoy. Harry McMahon ran through the contest and couldn't keep it in, came off his leg. And it's out of bounds in the left forward pocket for the visitors. All square here at the moment. 1-1-7 apiece, and we have played 12 minutes in the first term on the Barwon Foods time clock.
Sells the freshest fish direct to you. Donga Road in North Geelong. That is that throw-in is almost blown back to the boundary line. Now the umpire's not called it back. Well, they need to call that back, but Jansen's going to pick up the loose footy. High, snapping ball. Will flirt with the goal line. It bounces, and it bounces through. Wales and Webb were in a wrestle on the goal line. It was allowed to bounce, and then it took a big Shane Warne leg break. And bounced through for a goal. Metricon goal of the day contender from Chris Jansen in the long sleeves. And St Mary's take back the lead. 2-1-13. Plays 1-1-7 on the first quarter. K-Rock Harvey Norman scoreboard. Metricon Homes. Visit the Metricon display home at Armstrong Creek, Warralilly Estate, just off the Surf Coast Highway. Chris Jansen with his 15th goal of the season. And it's a cracker too.
Absolute cracker. And it was a bit of kick and hope there by CJ. But you're right. The boundary umpire had to redo that, reset it, and give the players an opportunity at least. But just what they needed, the clearance from a stoppage, get themselves back in the game, and that's exactly what they did.
Rudd got it down in the middle for St Mary's, falls back towards Garner. He's wrapped up by Keelan Betson right in the cricket pitch area. The umpire will come in and ball it up again. So Oscar Morrison replacing McCoy in the ruck in this contest. Now the ball spills. Dowling, Nick gets it out. towards centre half forward, runs over about a dozen players now. Sam Burke got the hands free and got to Harry McMahon. He's going to be under pressure. He's got 3 St Joey's players around him. He does pretty well to hold it up, and the umpire will come in and ball it up about 35 out from the St Mary's goal.
Suggested here, isn't it? Numbers everywhere.
Absolutely. Morrison up against Burke. Morrison tries to backhand it. Ball spills free. Liam Betson put the tackle on, and the umpire will come in. Bit more work to do. And still 35 out from the St Mary's goal.
And Liam Betson and Jack Blood getting to know each other just off the contest a little bit better. Ball into the air. Sam Burke had a fresh area at it, was allowed to bounce, but he's going to come up with a loose footy. Freed the arms to get a handball towards Blood. Blood was sandwiched between two. Siren goes off in the background, but that's not the footy one. Morrison's gone back to help out. That's Oscar back there, not Gas now clearing kick from Mitchell. A high ball for St Joey's towards half back with the flight. Edwards was able to impact the contest and bring the ball to ground. Hamish Burke brought to ground by Hose, and we'll get a ball up. So James Hose made his VFL debut a couple of weeks ago for the Swans, had 8 possessions, made a couple of tackles as well, Kirsch.
Yeah, he did. It's good to see some local players get an opportunity at that level for topping up some VFL teams that need some help.
Coming from Bannockburn very quickly.
Absolutely. Well, he really impressed at the Falcons as well for a couple of years, and then, now he's doing it at local level. Fantastic.
Rudd gets it down in the ruck contest for St Mary's, comes back to him, and Hose and Betson put the tackle on, and the umpire will come in with a bit more work to do. The left half forward for St Mary's on the outer side. And there'll be a ball up. Rudd and Morrison neither getting a tap down. Cockrell through the middle, handball was okay to Garner. Off a step, left foot kick towards forward 50. Now through the middle, Harry Smith lost it for St Joey's. Now Nick Dowling gets it inside 50. Burke comes out, handball, needs to be elite, wasn't. Gow comes across, he drops the footy in the tackle. Umpire says play on, and it's going back to Betson, who threw it out. Umpire was blindsided. Still 35 out from St Mary's goal. We're going to have a ball up, and couple of players getting off the bottom. James Gow one and Ollie Flynn the other.
So about 30 out from the St Mary's goal. They lead by 6 as we approach 15.5 minutes played in this opening term on the Barn Foods time clock. Keelan Betson a handball. Al Hickey wrapped up by Garner. Plenty of experience between those two. And we will do it all again. Game 197 at senior level in the GFNL for Jared Garner. So closing in on 200. Umpire threw it up. That sort of spiralled in the air. And it's going to work out for Sam Burke, who throws it on his left boot and jams it through. Good finish on his non-preferred from Burke. And he's got 31 for the season now. Averaging 3 a game. And he's given his team a little 12-point buffer as we reach the halfway point of quarter number 1. 2-1-13 on the Harvey Norman Corio and Warren Ponds scoreboard. St Joseph's 1-1-7. Harvey Norman Corio and Warren Ponds. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed at Harvey Norman.
I was about to say it's going to be very difficult to get a clean possession, let alone a clearance and a shot on goal from that stoppage, given the amount of numbers there. But they just got it to the outside. They worked hard on the inside, and they've got to just tidy up their outside work here a little bit, St Joseph's.
So back to the middle. Rudd and Morrison. Oh, ball went nearly to the centre wing from a ball up there. And now Jansen gets wrapped up by Keelan Betson. So umpire Chaston to come back and ball it up again. He does. Again, the breeze takes it. Morrison gets it down. Hose was there. Cockrell as well worried him out of it. Al Hickey through the middle. Tackled. Thrown to the ground. And another ball up. Chris Jansen doing the tackling there. Just forward of centre circle for St Mary's. We'll have a third ball up in the centre square. Rudd and Morrison. Rudd gets it down. Comes back towards Oscar Morrison. Now Rudd through the middle. Left foot kick inside 50. Tumbling punt towards the pocket. It's going to again do a Shane Warne leggy. And out of bounce in the left forward pocket for St Mary's. We're going to have a boundary throw in.
Lara have scored early at Grovedale.
Good work, Lara.
13-7. Around the grounds for Leopold Sporties. Not every score up yet so far. St Albans 1, lead Colac 0 on the BBC World Service. So left forward pocket, southern end of the ground. The ball has gone into the car park, and because there are people in their cars, not out of them in this weather, and the boundary umpires actually can't leave the field of play, we're just waiting for somebody to actually want to get out of their vehicle and go and retrieve the
why would you?
No. Because they're listening to us, Chase. That's why.
Absolutely.
Stay and not miss a thing.
Golden tonsils of Kirsch.
That's it. Exactly.
Ball has returned from down in the playground pocket, and we'll get it hurled back into play. Interesting to see what the breeze does to this as the young boundary umpire tries to hurl it into the breeze. Does pretty well, actually, to get some distance. Tap down one there by Burke. It was Sam. Quick kick out of the pack came from Keelan Betson. St Mary's got numbers behind the footy though, including Geordie Robertson got a handball away, but Henderson's going to end up with it for St Joey's. Kick to the outer wing, but kick straight into the waiting arms of Michael Rudd, who distance-wise, if he was to load up, wouldn't be too far away, but he's going to set it up to about 25 from goal, and standing tall, judging the flight of the ball best, is Liam Betson, last year's Team of the Year fullback. He's got it 20 from his defensive blows. Now called to play on, confronted by Sam Burke. Kicks through his outstretched arms towards right half back. Getting in position to spoil and knock it away was our Leopold Sporties player of the day from a couple of weeks ago, Charlie Lang. But a quick kick forward by Mullen. Hunter Lewis for the first time this afternoon. Clean pick-up. Handball back to Mullen, who had a little fumble at the inopportune time. Right half back, though, picks up the footy, jams it on the boot and finds Hunter Lewis, who takes the mark just in front of Bartolo.
So Lewis now on a wheel on that trusty left. He runs away now and does. Drives it long, inside 50. And coming out, Ryan couldn't take it. Might sit for Nenadis. Also getting across there, Nenadis. He gets the left foot all up the chimney, and that is going through for one behind.
Only for balance, that one.
So they go to 1-2-8 St Joey's. Trail St Mary's 3-1-19. Harvey Norman. K-Rock first quarter scoreboard. 19.5 played on the Barwon Foods time clock.
Rayner with the kick-in duties. Will trot off into the right back pocket and look to clear the area. His kick, just a bit too much on it for Garner. It's going to fall for Harry Smith. Not a noted goal kicker. It was a mung off the boot. Back to the goal square, deflected off the chest of Henderson. Now Rayner just barrels it out of there and it works out all right. Although Rudd dropped what he should have taken. Tried to dribble it like a basketball. It's going to work out okay for Harry McMahon. He fires a handball off to Travellini. Jansen back to Travellini through the middle of Drew Oval. Kick inside 50. Bouncing ball. Wales has got two over the top. If he can get it there, they should be able to work this out. Dribbling ball. Wilson has put it through. They've got their fourth and they've opened up a handy 17-point buffer. Well, in the end, Rayner just taking on the kick up the middle and saying, get out of here, has worked out.
Well, these drop punts weren't working, Kingy, so he threw to go the mongrel punt.
Paid off.
Paid off.
And the goal for Wilson, who's back into the side. He kicked 3 goals back in round 6. He's just playing his 5th game at this level. And he's now got 9 goals and 1 this afternoon that gives his team a handy little break. They move to 4-1-25. St Joseph's 1-2-8 on the first quarter. K-Rock, Harvey Norman scoreboard.
Well, we saw how difficult it is to actually move the ball. We haven't seen much fluency in this game yet. And, sometimes you just got to get some yardage. And that's what Keaton Rayner did then. Yes, Ruddy should have marked it, but he kept it in front of him and they got that ball moving forward. They like the ball in motion, St Mary's, and that's exactly where they're dangerous.
Hughes got it down in the middle. Good tackle by Flynn again. Ball spills free for Jansen. Now coming back there, Keelan Betson. He can't pick it up. Hughes on hands and knees, the big ruckman. Got it out towards Blood, who rode the tackle. 45 out from goal open. Goal square! And kicks the Metricon goal of the day. Jack Blood right through the middle. And Travis Robertson in Istanbul's going to be very happy with that. 5-1-31. St Joey's 1-2-8. Harvey Norman K-Rock first quarter scoreboard.
Yeah, well, around the stoppages, its clearances were 8-all, and St Mary's have got themselves back into it. I think they've had the last 2 or 3, and I think they've scored twice now from a stoppage. So that's an area they've just picked up on and got themselves, what is that, 23 points in front on the back of some hard work around the clearances.
I know both teams have to kick with the breeze, but when you do have it first and make the most of it, it puts the pressure back on the opposition.
The great Laurie de Goldie always said, make sure you kick with the breeze at every opportunity you can, because you never know what happens later in the day.
Oh, exactly right. And you tend to, if you haven't kicked that 5 goals that the opposition have, you don't play the same brand.
Jansen, as they get it back, they turned it over and got it back. St Mary's, in fact, pumped in there by Hughes. Travellini back with the one hand, got away from Smith, fired a handball to Wales, tight in the pocket, back to Travellini, same pocket, same result. Yes! Done it twice, Jesse Travellini. Bang, 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 and all of a sudden St Mary's lead by 29. 6-1-37 they progress to. St Joseph's 1-2-8. And Jesse Travellini turning back the clock. Kicks his 2nd of the afternoon, and they are on fire in the last 5 minutes, the Saints.
Oh, it's just a mistake by 2 experienced players. Luke Webb and Harry Smith go towards Elijah Wales, the ball carrier, and leave that +1 free just off the little bit of a stoppage there. And Travellini's the one who received the handball and kicks the goal. So just a little bit of a mistake. 2 players going to 1.
Hughes gets it down, big tap down. Gow got one high. The umpire said no. Cockrell stole it from him. Right foot kick, deep again. Webb from behind. Burke got a hand to it. Falls off hands and through for one behind. You can see it. The moves pretty quick when you've got the breeze behind you too, Kirsch, doesn't it?
Certainly does.
So through for another behind to St Mary's. They go to 6-2-38. They lead St Joey's 1-2-8. Harvey Norman K-Rock, first quarter scoreboard.
Still a lot of footy to be played in this opening term, but it's fair to say Joey's wouldn't mind quarter time. Webb. A ball that'll hang in the breeze at right half back. McCoy's targeting to wrestle with Hughes. It's off the hands of the pack and will roll out of bounds. And we'll get a boundary throw in at left half forward for the Saints. 6-2-38. Joey's 1-2-8. It was a real arm wrestle there for a while, but they've really blown it open in the last 10 or so minutes with goals to Jansen, Burke, Wilson, Blood and Travellini. Tapped down by McCoy from behind. Front of the pack hose, palmed it into the path of Antonak. He couldn't take it cleanly. It's going to spill okay here for Robertson. Gave it to Ryan. Ryan to Jansen. They're inside forward 50 again, the Saints. Wales looking to use the body. Edwards has gone back behind the footy as a +1. Rudd, tight, back towards the top of the square. How will it bounce? It'll bounce to the feet of Dowling and deflect off his shins and out of bounds into the right forward pocket. I reckon he actually could have got there in the end, Nick Dowling. Wales probably just had to hold his ground and call him in.
Yeah, I reckon he probably could have a little bit of an effort with a chest dive maybe, but look, it was a good running pattern. He got forward of the ball from a wing position.
Boundary throw in right forward pocket for St Mary's. Rudd, McCoy in front. Rudd got a hand to it. Cockrell through the middle. Handball from Al Hickey was dangerous. Top of the goal square. Harry Smith under pressure. Got rid of the handball. Oh, Wales got wrapped up. The umpire says it was okay. And we have a ball up. 20 out from the St Mary's goal.
Yeah, good call, Jace, because Al Hickey was just under pressure and he just coughed the ball up in the corridor, and very lucky to get away with that one as well. Good pressure from St Mary's here.
The ball up. McCoy gets it down from the ruck contest, up the chimney with the kick. Umpire calls play on. Mitchell tried to tap it on. Falls to the side. Wales under pressure. Gow right on the goal line. Runs through the pocket now. Right foot kick. Goes towards Mullen in a one-on-one against Bartolo. Bartolo pushes Mullen past the footy. Ball spills free. Mullen comes back to help out. Then he gets wrapped up. The umpire said play on. Antonak with the don't argue. Umpire says play on. Bartolo dropped the footy. Pay a free kick for goodness sake. And he has. There was about 8 of them.
It was about 3 or 4.
Gow will take the free kick in defensive 50.
Gow with the don't argue, wrapped up, lost the footy. He's going to end up with it in the end. Drives a kick to the wing and it'll work out okay, and taking the mark is James Hose. I'd love a goal, St Joey's, just to stop the flow of St Mary's. Pumps it long, back with the flight, getting a hand on it with Chafer. Ground level, Connors, handball release. Christensen will send it wide, but the kick will have too much on it for Jansen, and Gow, judging it best, has taken the mark. And we'll look to send St Joey's back into attack. True centre wing, right in front of Birchie, who's down boundary side for Leopold Sporties. Asavo driving it long. Gow, it's going to fade away from Morrison, and the mark should be paid to Christensen. He hung on to it long enough, and he'll take the mark now. Harvey Lang's directing traffic and telling him to get it moving towards the outer side of the ground, and a bit frustrated that Big Sammy didn't get it moving. You now drive it to the wing. Long ball. It'll roll out the back. Webb will have to wait for it. He did well. Palmed into the path of Al Hickey, but he was set upon in a big tackle by Flynn.
Seriously, Ollie Flynn has had a dozen tackles already, I reckon, today. He's been unbelievable.
And we'll get a ball up, point of the square at right half forward. St Mary's in attack and leading by 30.
Hughes gets...
Sorry, Jace, they're ranked 11th in the competition for tackles, so they need someone like Ollie Flynn.
Oh, they've got one, I tell you. And again, a tackle there from Hughes from the ruck contest. Betson was going nowhere. 55 from St Mary's goal. McCoy and Hughes, they go up through the middle. Blood again for St Mary's. He's wrapped up this time. Can't go any further, so still 55 out. McCoy and Fletch Hughes. And McCoy gets it down, falls into his arms. He throws it to Hose, who gets a kick towards centre wing to Grandy, a long way from goal. Has to try and come up and help out. He dropped the footy. Burke tackle. The umpire said play on. Goes to Travellini again. His kick was smothered. Came back to him. No party trick. Then he got flipped off the football. The umpire said holding the ball. And it will be a free kick. And it's going to be Felix Henderson. Left foot kick around the corner. Looks at Morrison. It's over his head with the breeze. Pushing the back, said the umpire. And St Joey's with a free kick on centre wing.
So we just have to wait for the ball to come back. Ammo's 12 lead, Drysdale 11 in the Bellarine League. Motta 16, Torquay 7, Barwon Heads 8, Ocean Grove 22, Queenscliff 27, Newcombe 8, Port 9, Anglesey 21. Be interesting to see half-time scores once breeze is factored in both ways around the region. We'll stay across the scores all afternoon for Leopold Sporties. Oscar Morrison driving it long into the left forward pocket for St Joey's. McCoy's target had to play spoiler front of the pack. Henderson lost it in the tackle. That's holding the ball. Tried to do a little bit too much. Felix Henderson. And Nick Dowling with the resultant free kick. Send it across the face of his defensive goal and find Keaton Rayner all alone. Left back pocket under the scoreboard. Shows leading by 30 points, just a barrel for space. And he says to Robertson, try and run onto this one and see if he can track it, but he can't. And he'll see it out of bounds. And we'll get a boundary throw in the left forward pocket, or where the boundary meets the 50-metre line. Mary's in attack and doing it well as we approach 29 minutes played on the Barham Foods first quarter time clock. Barham Foods sells the freshest fish direct to you. Donga Road, North Geelong.
So a throw in for McCoy and Hughes. Hughes gets his left hand to it. Falls to the side. Henderson got it away. Quick kick around the corner came from Connolly to the middle of the ground though. 55 out from goal. Coming back to St Mary's. Top of the square. Over the back 2 on 0. Oh, it runs away from Jared Garney. Had Jack Wilson in support as well. But the boundary umpire is going to win that. And she's going to throw the ball back in at left. In the left forward pocket. Possibly one last chance for St Mary's. They're 30 points in the advantage. Boundary throw in. So take some work here from the boundary umpire, because that is right into the breeze. She's done a great job, and she puts it in for McCoy. Running through the middle was Garner, couldn't take it for St Mary's. Ball spills free. They try and get it out. St Joey's outside 50. Well, they get it towards the boundary line. They gain about 25 metres. We're going to have another boundary thrown. About 50 around from the St Mary's goal.
Half time in Launceston. Hawthorn 40 lead, Port Adelaide 27. The only AFL match this afternoon. Other games today: Sydney and North Melbourne at the SCG from 4:15 tonight. Carlton and Melbourne at the MCG. West Coast and Richmond over in Perth. And from the boundary throw in, Jared Garner is wrapped up.
What a great night to go out for dinner. Carlton and Melbourne.
And Richmond and West Coast.
And Richmond and West Coast. What a great night. Not missing a thing.
Ball in the air. McCoy and Hughes. McCoy went to go a second time. Here's Keelan Betson fronting the arms and getting a handball to Hose. Hose loops one over the top. Chance to run. Ryan Connolly, who we haven't called a lot of yet, got a handball on the bounce. It's going to elude Mullen and go out of bounds. Mullen, all he can do is pick up the ball over the boundary line and give it back to the boundary umpire, who'll hurl it back into play. 30 minutes ticked over on the Barham Foods time clock. 30 points the margin, 38 playing 8. Tapped down by Hughes. Front of the pack, Keelan Betson's been busy, hung on to by Blood, got a handball away. Mullen had just to try and knock it into space, trying to knock it to advantage with Hose. He might get a little soccer kick on it. It's going to go out of bounds. Calls for insufficient intent, which you might deem harsh on a day like today when you're just trying to keep the ball moving, and Lang will take the resultant free kick at left half back.
Yep, terrible
call.
Saints. Terrible call.
So that was written and spoken and authorised by Matt Kershaw.
He's right though. How can you pay that? They're trying to move the ball forward.
So an entertaining opening quarter if you're a St Mary's fan from here at Drew Oval. 6-2-38 the Saints. 2 goals to Jesse Travellini, singles for Blood, Jansen, Wilson and Sam Burke. Joey's lone goal coming through Mitch Chafer, but they will kick with the aid of a very stiff northerly breeze in second quarter action from here at Drew Oval. We'll take a break. On the other side, all the scores for Leopold Sporties from around the region, and we'll also check in with one of the respective huddles, Jane Birch down boundary side in that opening term. Pretty quiet on the injury front for St John of God, fair to say. Nothing from Birchie, we suspect, at this stage. Back on the other side of this, thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. Live, breathe, K-Rock footy.
K-Rock's Tim and Jess.
You know, they've got double-coated Tim Tams.
That's the best one.
Well, the other day, I saw a triple-coated one.
A triple-coated Tim Tam?
Triple-coated Tim Tam.
Would
They
that be,
exist, my friend.
Stop it. Would that be a Tim Tam or a Tim Tam?
I feel like a Tim Tam.
No, I reckon Tim Tam.
That's got to be better, right? Or maybe it's too much. I don't know. We'll find out.
I'll have to find out.
Yeah.
Thanks, Will. All right.
Drive home in 2025 with Tim and Jess on K-Rock 955. Your future, your hands. Study at the Gordon.
We love your projects. Your big paint projects, your little paint projects. We go nuts for kitchen painting projects. We get amped over bathrooms, and we high-five fist pump over your wallpapering the hall project. We love the smell of paint in the morning. We're Inspirations Paint Stores, and together with you, we can do amazing things. What's your next project?
Inspirations Paint, Grovedale, 138 Torquay Road.
At APCO, we know your time is precious. So download the APCO app to skip the queue and pay for your fuel from the comfort of your car. Love our Jaffles and award-winning coffee? Pre-order through the APCO app. No more waiting in line, just grab and go. Shop the way you want, when you want. Just search APCO app in your app store and start saving time today. APCO Cafe 24/7. We've got you.
Update your home with a new floor from Harvey Norman. Great deals on versatile hybrid flooring, including beautiful Australian timber, pine and oak designs from just $45 per square metre. Luxurious oak natural timber flooring from only $85 per square metre. Or family-friendly carpets. Soft, quiet and warm underfoot. Great value from just $17 per square metre. From measure and quote to expert installation in your home. Come on in and see the specialists at Harvey Norman. Your locally owned and operated Harvey Norman, Corio and Warn Ponds.
Your dream home is closer than you think with Metricon, Australia's #1 home builder. With our fast track program, your contract is ready in 7 days and you can get to site in as little as 16 weeks. Plus, you can receive an upfront and transparent fast track saving on your stunning Metricon design. Contact us to see if you qualify and move in faster than you thought possible. Metricon.
This is my school.
This is my school.
This is my school. This is my school. This is our centre.
On Play HQ, Grovedale 25, Lara 12, South Bowen 16, Leopold yet to score, Newtown 43, North Shore 6, Colac 18, St Albans 1 in the other games in round 12 this afternoon. And we'll get to the Ballerine and also GDFL shortly. We'll just have a look where Birchie is positioning herself.
Got you there, Jace?
Yeah, down to you, Birchie.
Well, Rain's an impressive start there to bang on 6 goals, but it certainly wasn't pretty. But there is something in that old adage that when you've got the breeze, you take territory and you get it forward no matter what. And it resulted in 6 goals in that first quarter. Looked really sharp when you got it in there quickly.
The one thing that's got me a little bit excited is just our boys' intent. Do you know what I mean? So, and of course the challenge is can you keep delivering that and can you keep bringing that? So 25 first quarter tackles is just outstanding. So it just means the mindset was good. Got a couple of lucky bounces on the win, but yeah, it's going to be a tough day. So the fact that they were able to execute with 6 was fantastic.
And I thought in the middle there, it was sort of even in the clearance work, but then you guys started to get on top. And Fletcher Hughes, I mean, he's just banging it forward out of the middle. It's already going your way, and your mids really went to work to get it in there.
Yeah, no, the clearance-wise, boys are outstanding. So, yeah, no, Fletcher's just continues to be an outstanding player, and you know, for a 19-year-old kid, he's doing a magnificent job.
Just a final word. What was one thing you said to them as they broke the huddle there?
Oh, we just have to keep going. Like, at the end of the day, it's about painting a positive picture for the lads. They've got off to a great start. Joey's a great team. They're going to come at us here. So it's game on. So, but at least we've got a little bit of score on the board, which is great.
Get up into that box and stay warm.
Thank you, Birchie. Jane Birch down boundary side. And thank you to Luke Rain. It's great access with the coaches out of the huddles. Pretty big huddles considering the weather. 6-2-38, 1-2-8. Players in position. Second quarter action. Thanks to Sheen Panel Service. Hope Matty Dowling's given back.
Oh, he has. I'll get to that shortly.
$7.50 off your excess with Sheen Group. T's and C's apply. Here's Jace.
McCoy got it down in the middle for St Joey's. Henderson tried to toe poke it 43 times in the end. Fletcher Hughes got it on the up to Cockrell, who kicked it across half back, went up in the air, and with that breeze held there to Natus through the middle for St Joey's. Now quick kick. Hose got it inside 50 and spears it towards Chafer, wrapped up by Connor straight away. The umpire has paid a throw. From a mile away.
He didn't even have control of the ball.
Connor's high kick out wide. Knights comes at it, so does Blood. And Blood tries to tap it on, gains another 10 metres. Be careful, might be insufficient intent.
Wow, you wouldn't know today.
And boundary throw in, centre wing on the other side. Great to have you back, Kirsch.
Oh, well, come on. You've got to have control of the ball before you throw it.
I reckon he threw it, to be honest.
Oh, there we go.
He's trying to throw it in to turn away. I actually don't mind the decision. Anyway, we're back in the middle. Chance here for St Mary's. Jammed on the boot by Robertson. Sends it towards half forward. Rudd might have copped one high. Umpire didn't see it that way. Knights to Al Hickey. Now Hose jamming on the boot. Bouncing ball. Centre half forward. It sits on its point. Attacked nicely by Edwards. A little palm down was smart. Lewis is out. Tucks it under the arm. Bounce. Steady. Open goal. Hunter Lewis is not missing that. And he likes it too. Geez, he loves a goal, Hunter Lewis. He's one of the best celebrators you'll come across, and they needed that to start this second term. St Joseph's on the Sheen Panel K-Rock second quarter scoreboard. Moved to Archbishop Desmond 2-2-14, may he rest in peace. St Mary's, well, they've been pulled back to 6-1-37. I'm sure they're 6-2-38.
Are they umpires conferred or something?
Yes, I'm not sure. The goal umpires came and spoke to the timekeepers at quarter time.
I've got 2 rush
I have 2 as well. I have 2.
Ah.
Yes.
Please don't tell me we're going to end up with a 1-point ball game and controversy.
Good luck tonight with that, Tom, when you watch it back. But anyway, back to the middle here. Hughes gets it down. Well, McCoy got a second tap down to it. Through the cricket pitch area, Betson, the don't argue, got the handball sort of to Hose. He got it out to Natus. He got the handball further afield. They now go towards half forward St Joey's. Coming out, Bartolo comes against 2. Betson was coming the other way. Falls towards Hose again on centre wing for St Joey's. Gives it to Mullen. He goes with the kick around the corner towards De Grande. Punched away by Hamishberg. Falls towards Lewis again. Dangerous. De Grande comes in to help out Paddy with a right foot kick from the boundary line. And he's just missed it. And it was speculative at best, but bloody unbelievable. And he put it through for one behind. His second of the afternoon. We'll just check with the goal umpire, make sure that was a behind. 2-2-14. 2-3-15 now, St Joey's. 6-1-37 St Mary's. Sheen Panel Service K-Rock, second quarter scoreboard.
Oh, I'm confused now.
Oh, please be.
Yeah, because I reckon somebody's been done it. Yeah, anyway, that's the way it is.
It won't be a point, though.
Confirmed. Lang, long high ball to half back. Feels like that breeze has got up. Yeah, whistle went early and Blood's been pinged for a push and he's not happy with it either on Zach Knights. fires the ball back into the midriff of Zach Knights, who then sends a floating kick inside 50. Morrison might have been too high against Sam Christensen at ground level. Lang taking in a tackle, ball spilled out, trying to free the arms. Connors ran out of room, boundary throw in. Does that breeze got up a little bit? Birchie just feels like it's just got a bit stiffer. We'll get to Birchie in a moment. Not sure where Birchie is.
Yeah, just some really strong gusts, Kingy. So it is, picking up at certain stages.
Thank you, Birchie. Boundary throw in. Morrison, Chafer through the contest, didn't take the footy with him. Connors did, but his handball missed Geordie Robertson. Chafer went to kick on his right boot, which, to steal a line from Kirsch, is only for balance normally. And we'll get a boundary throw in. Here's your traditional left footer, that right foot.
Yeah, it's only for socks.
Waste of time.
Just to put your jeans on. Hughes gets it down to Garner. Oh, he dropped in the tackle. Umpire said play on Rayner. Don't go there. Now Robertson. He gets the kick away under pressure towards defensive 50. Goes around the cape. Now comes back McCoy with a little right foot kick towards Lewis. Dangerous handball over the back, only as far as Hughes though. He plays for St Mary's, the opposition. Ball comes back. Hose wrapped up again by Garner. And that is the old and the young of it there.
Lewis and Rayner are into each other.
That's unusual. Those two wouldn't stand back. And we're going to have a ball up 50 out from the St Joey's goal.
So just on the top of the 50-metre arc. Hughes may be winning that tap down. Henderson the roving, handball. Gow with the kick to about 15 out from goal. Over the head of Morrison. Christensen, that's a good mark on the juggle. Back with the fly, judged at best. Had a good chat with his old man during the week, Marty.
Great man.
Sam with a high floating spinning ball to half back and on the chest of Rudd, who shows no fear when attacking the footy. He'll turn and kick on the left boot, a dainty little kick. It's okay for Robertson, who swings onto his left. High ball to the wing underneath it, standing but not taking the mark was Edwards. Ball at the front of the pack. Joey's have got numbers. Ball out the front towards Henderson. Handball, Hose confronted on the bounce. Edwards involved again. Flicked a handball wide on the bounce. It just sat on its point. Sat for Connors. Connors to Robertson, who gave it to Lang, and St Mary's are out of trouble for the moment.
They go towards centre wing with a kick. Might fall for Sam Burke. Wants to get around Liam Betts, and his handball to Travellini was great. He just waited for him to run past. Jesse goes with a right foot kick towards half forward. It's an open square there. Coming back is Harry Smith, who wants to switch the play for St Joey's and comes towards Al Hickey. About 20 from goal at the northern end. Gives it away to Luke Webb. First time he hasn't had Elijah Wales in his back pocket. Kicks it towards Mullen. Great thump away though. St Mary's defensively at half forward was pretty good. Keelan Betson comes back, breaks a tackle, goes with a right foot kick back towards the middle of the ground. Numbers on the outside. Henderson kept his width now. He goes with a right left foot kick inside open goal square. Which way is it going to bounce for Chafer? Is it going to bounce for Mitch? Connors right next to him. Oh, Nick Connors. Chip's been... Chip has been thrown into the ground, and that is holding the ball. And even umpire Chaston had to give that. And Mitch Chafer will shoot for goal from 15 out directly in front.
Chip got gobbled up.
It got gobbled up.
The ball bounced poorly for Chafer, and then
and Chip thought he was away.
Chip thought he was on his own.
Chafer to come in and kick his second, and he does. So second for St Joey's, for Chafer, third for St Joey's, 3-2-20. They bring the margin back. St Mary's 6-1-37, 6-2-38. It doesn't matter where you go. Sheen panel service, K-Rock, second quarter scoreboard.
Yeah, it's just around the ball. St Joseph's has just started to get a little bit better at. They're winning the contest, and then they're getting the ball to the outside now. We've seen Hose, Henderson, those players on the outside get the ball. But how they got 2v1 on that outer side on the rebound 50 is beyond me. But they had the numbers. They got it in quick, and it's, what is that? That's 6-1 inside forward 50s. And the one for St Mary's was a switch back to play by Harry Smith. So it's really 6-zip inside forward 50s.
Tap down one by McCoy, roving by Garner though for St Mary's. He bangs it on the boot, a high ball to right half forward. Pitches on its point, taken nicely by Sam Burke. Shrugged one, shrugged two, kicked on his left, kick around the corner, bouncing ball, attacked nicely by Hickey. Did well the Joey skipper, a handball release. Zach Knights turned and kicked quickly to the wing, but kicked it straight onto the waiting chest of Harvey Ryan, who plays on cheekily with a bounce and then bangs it long inside forward 50, looking for a mark. He'll only find James Gow back with the flight. Front on contact, not paid. Chance for St Mary's. Handball out the front of the pack. Keelan Betson there to run onto it, but coming the other way. Jansen. Handball release. Wilson on the bounce. Cockrell in traffic. Turned it over. Chance for Joey's to clear. Hose does.
Goes towards centre wing. Rayner back there as a 2-on-1 for St Mary's. Gets on the outside with their handball. Jansen sits for him okay. Draws the play, gives it to Hughes. He's going to be under pressure. Right foot kick. Goes towards Wales, but getting back there and taking the mark for St Joey's is Gow.
A good Gow.
Wants to switch back to Webb. Right in the back pocket. I think rain's starting to fall here too, which is terrible for Birchie. Ball comes back towards half-back. Henderson takes the mark for St Joey's, so they've worked at Australia 2 style. Raining down there, Birchie.
Yep, light drizzle, Jace.
Oh, not good.
Oh,
good. The barrel. Just with the barrel. And comes up. Oh, Edwards. Christensen was standing still. It was like the spotlight was on him. Edwards goes inside 50 in front. Rayner against Lewis. Good play by Dowling. He goes with a torpedo punch. Just get me out of territory. And goes long towards Rudd. Comes at Clark. He gets the handball sort of away. Garner, but don't argue. Got the handball back towards Hughes. He can't pick it up. Now St Joseph's back towards centre half forward. Coming at the back was Lewis. Oh, good mark. Sam Christensen stood tall, took the mark for St Mary's.
That's his second. He's taken on the juggle, judging the flight of the ball better. Sam Christensen, great to see him back playing footy.
Aerially, St Joseph's just got to be better forward of the ball. They've just got at least half the contest if they can't mark the ball.
Sends it wide. I reckon Ben Clark might be paid the mark. No, it was spoiled away. It might have been McCoy who spoiled him in the end. Jansen's kick has too much on it for a leading teammate. Robertson, or is it Wilson? Chance for Wilson. Kick towards the top of the square. Wales is all alone. Confronted. Handball over the top and strolling into an open goal to kick his second of the afternoon is Sam Burke. And they push the margin out to 23, and it's a handy one into the breeze. 7-1-43. They've been accurate, the Saints. Joey's a 3-2-20. Second quarter action thanks to Sheen Panel Service. Get $7.50 off your excess with Sheen Group. T's and C's apply.
Yeah, great defensive start there from St Mary's. Like that intercept mark by Christensen set it all up. Like we said, they've got to compete in the air, and that set up a goal. That was 2 kicks in the way they went, and inside forward 50 for a nice goal.
So back to the middle. Hughes and McCoy. Umpire Chaston throws the ball in the air. And McCoy gets it down to Hose. Had to stand and wait for it, and then did. Let right foot kick towards half forward. Morrison can't quite pick it up. Handball was coming from Lang. It came in the end of Dowling. He wants to break away. He arches the back, goes to the right foot kick out wide. I think that's way too wide. And that's in the car park. That's hit the... There's a bit of Sheen Panel Service work there, I think. And the ball, Morrison. Gus has got the ball at 50. Drives it long, looking for De Grande from behind. Edwards put a hand there. Burke, though. Hamish, with a left foot kick. That's only for standing as well. Goes towards centre half back. Oh, Hose claims the mark and takes it. And we'll shoot for goal from 45 out. Jesse can't, Jack Blood can't believe it, but
they think it didn't go 15.
Get the tape measure out, probably. I've seen worse paid.
I've seen a lot worse paid.
James Hose is going to shoot for goal. One of Kirsch's favourites. He got him a game at Sydney, and he's now going to shoot for goal from 45 out, directly in front to bring the margin back to 17. He comes in. Right foot kick. Looks pretty good off the boot. Oh, goal umpire. Bit of work to do at the end, and she said it was 3 for 1 behind. So just missed to the near side. They go to 3-3-21 now, St Joey's. St Mary's 7-1-43. Sheen Panel Service. K-Rock second quarter scoreboard.
Feels like the sun's trying to break through Birchie for Goddings.
Yeah, it's certainly brightened up a little bit down here, but it would be nice if we had that even psychologically.
Good to see Harvey Ryan back, and he got Hunter Lewis in the air, ran past him, and then kicked a floater towards half back onto the chest of Cal Mitchell. So it was nice to start from the number 5, but not great to finish. Mitchell doesn't mind a goal, bangs it long, goal square, De Grande the target, spoil Hamish Burke, hand to the pack, Harvey Ryan finds himself in traffic and then out of traffic, handball, Jansen went to handball wide to Travellini, decided to kick instead. It was a good decision because he finds the stretching Rudd, who marks it right half back for the Saints. Rudd, handball, Travellini did okay, handball though on the bounce, made Blood wait, and then he just indiscriminately threw a handball wide. Travellini's going to have to come back and help him. He couldn't get his hands on the footy as the boundary line appeared imminent, and it goes out of play on the Minerva Road wing. We'll get it hurled back into play. St Mary's 7-1-43. Leading by as much as, well, we think 29 points now. We thought the margin was 30 to 3-4-22 in this second quarter, thanks to Sheen Panel Service.
Ball at the front. Betson gets a kick around the corner. Mullen for St Joey's. He can't grab it and bring it in. Bartolo right next to him. And the umpire will have to come in and ball it up in between wing and half forward for St Joey's. McCoy again. Hughes. McCoy gets it down, but rode by Blood. Got it away to Jansen. He's kicked towards Knights for St Joey's. His handball backwards was all right. Mitchell got it sideways to Antonak. Tried to get around 1 tackle, 2 tackles. Finally got it to Mitchell. His handball in the phone box to Webb. Under pressure. Blood's against him. Ball spills free. Rudd got the hands free to Wales. He's wrapped up. Not going anywhere. And we're going to have a ball up on centre wing on the outer side.
Seeing a little fumbling mistakes here from St Joseph's because they're under pressure. They do the quick handball. They're transferring the pressure, and St Mary's are tackling really well at the moment.
To the ball from the ruck contest. Blood now goes towards half forward. Burke punched away by Betson at the back. Mitchell rode 1 bump, then got tackled. The umpire said it was holding the ball. So free kick to Rudd. And was probably holding the ball the first time. But he pirouetted around it the second time and then did get pinged for holding the ball. So Rudd now from 60 goes to the left foot kick, top of the square, going up, no mark taken. Betson's handball under pressure. St Joey's, they come to the opposite back pocket. Oscar Morrison doesn't sit for him, and it will be a boundary thrown in the left forward pocket now for St Mary's at the northern end of the ground. They are 7-1-43. They lead St Joey's 3-4-22.
North Geelong 44 lead East Geelong 33 at Richmond Crescent.
Bit of breeze.
Would have thought, although Inverleigh 40 lead Bannockburn 7 as we have it hurled back into play in the left forward pocket for St Mary's here at the northern end of the ground. Harry McMahon doing the ruck work, got it back into the corridor. Travellini for a third! Travellini for a third! Snap over the left shoulder is a good finish. And the margin is back out to 27 points. An accurate 8-1-49 on the second quarter K-Rock Sheen panel service scoreboard. Joey's a 3-4-22, and they're laying down the gauntlet with a couple of goals into the breeze in this second term, Kirsch.
Yeah, poor defending there at the stoppage from St Joseph's, but Travellini was just off the back of the stoppage on his own. Ball comes out the back to him and he gets an uncontested possession and a shot on goal. It's got to tidy up some real defensive areas here, St Joseph's, particularly when the ball's going in their forward half.
Class is permanent, and Jesse Travellini showing it. 3 for the season, his best return.
Back in the middle, Rudd in the ruck. Got it down, rode though by Gow. Handballed it over umpire Chaston. Could have got a possession there, Chasto. Ball through the middle. Keelan Betson again. Got it to Gow. Up the chimney towards centre half forward. Who's going to mark it? Nobody. Comes to the back of the pack. Edwards to run onto it. He's going to have to get past Lang though. Lang stood his ground. Handballed it. That is insufficient intent. And...
Kingy! I can't make the decision, Jack.
Jack Mullen wants Kingy to make the decision. He's wearing the wrong colour.
How can you not pay that deliberate?
Only for the boundary umpire. Even the boundary umpire, I think she thought it was insufficient intent too.
Jack, throw it in.
Wow. I'm even more confused about the game.
Boundary throw in. Hurled back into play in the right forward pocket. Tapped down by Rudd. Bartolo fumbled and found it. Gave it to Rudd. Quick kick around the corner to half back. Onto the chest of Oscar Morrison. Couldn't complete the mark. Al Hickey dumped in a Flynn tackle. Ball spills. Keelan Betson. Liam Betson. Smother was good by Flynn. Oh, dumped. Oh, big tackle holding the ball. Oh, that is a bear hug of the ultimate kind. Liam Betson on the much smaller Ollie Flynn. Brought to ground. And fair to say, Liam Betson doesn't find himself in this territory very often. 1 goal this year, playing game 64 across his GFL career, just the 11 goals. Distance won't be a problem with this breeze. He'll get close to the man on the mark from 51 metres. Gave it a really good ride, but pulled it to the left and pulled it out in the full. And it'll be a free kick in the right back pocket to Lang. 3-4-22, 8-1-49. And I'm still wondering why Jack Mullen thinks I could have made the decision.
The run of the show here, Kingy. That's great. Lang goes to outside defensive 50. Morrison, Oscar, Gus it was, gives it away to Webb. Handball back. Menadas tried to tap it over the top. Gow got it away to Harry Smith. 40 out and closing. Could have drilled it, probably should have, because he met Bartolo, who plays for the other team. And he takes the mark.
He wanted Hunter Lewis.
He wanted Hunter Lewis, who was just sitting there with intent.
Jack might have thought you had a whistle, Kingy.
Yeah, maybe. Ball, Bartolo goes out wide, goes towards Wales, close to the boundary line. He and Travellini see it over the boundary line for a throw in.
Werribee Central's just tipping the top 5 on its head, leading Bellpost Hill by 22 points. Jeez, leaving the door open, maybe ajar for Invalida. Walk through.
The number 1 ticket holder.
Hey, whoa.
Whoa.
From the boundary throw in there on the outer side, we'll get a stoppage. And do it all again. This has been perfectly played by St Mary's this second quarter, Kirsch.
Absolutely. They've been defensively sound. They're not allowing St Joseph some easy ball inside forward 50, and they have defended unbelievably behind the ball.
Oscar Morrison and Michael Rudd to go at it. Ball hits the ground. Gow got taken high. Surely we'll get a free kick. Robertson was just over the shoulder there, and free kick belongs to James Gow, who's too far out to score, even for a man of his talents with this breeze. So the question is, what does he do? He swings out to the right slightly, and he sends it to about 25 from goal. Edwards to fly, got the one hand on it, but couldn't mark. Lang off the pack, handball into the pocket. Rayner set a task. Boundary line too close. We'll have it hurled into play in the left forward pocket. Autumn Street, end of the ground. The N St Josephs are attacking with the aid of a very stiff northerly. They're 3-4-22. They trail St Mary's 8-1-49. The margin 27. The ladder lead is going to get knocked off.
So boundary throw in. Morrison up against Rudd. Falls to the front of the pack. Handball Travellini over the top to Connors. Or that was don't argue. The umpire said play on. Close to the boundary line. Bartolo sees it over. And it will be a boundary throw-in. Do you want the Sheen panel service story?
Quickly.
For Matt Dowling, just got he got the car back this week. It was fixed, washed inside and out, lifetime warranty, and a chocolate thank you box. How's good? How good's that? Well done, Sheen. Great work.
From the boundary throw-in, Rudd won the tap down. Quick clearing kick from Bartolo, who's been good in this second quarter. Al Hickey from behind has given away a free kick for a hold. And it's going to be advantage paid. Running onto the loose footy, Blood away with a couple of bounces through the middle of Drew Oval. Then fires a handball forward to Wales. Wales will straighten. Wales will steady. And you can bank on the Wales. Kicks the goal. And the margin is now a game-high 33 points. They put speed on the footy. They went up the guts of Drew Oval, and maybe they put a knife through the heart of St Joey's in this second term. They moved to 9-1-55, which is extraordinary kicking on such a windy day. St Joseph's 3-4-22. Metricon goal of the day contender. Not for the finish by Wales. That was rudimentary. But in the end, the run of Jack Blood to take the game on, and they were away. And they are 33 points to the good, Kirch, and I find it hard for them to be reeled in from here.
Absolutely. It was only their 16 inside forward 50, but every time they go forward, you feel like they're going to attack the scoreboard. And we know how aggressive they are with their ball movement through the corridor, and that just exposed St Joseph's right there.
Garner from the middle for St Mary's again, gets it out towards centre wing. McDonald might sit for him. Coming at him was Hickey, got around him. Handball to set a bit of a task for Bartolo. Coming back and helping out Hughes. He's wrapped up. And over the boundary line by Morrison, Gus, and we will have a boundary throwing at right half forward for St Mary's on the outer side. And McCoy and Hughes back on the ground and back into the ruck work for their respective teams. McCoy pushed past it by Hughes, falls to the back. Knights clearing kick towards an open centre half forward. Which way is it going to bounce? Straight away, Dowling. He got it down. Connors at centre half back for St Mary's. Back to whence it came. They're very good at getting it out to the defensive side, but McCoy this time takes the mark and will. Bipty! So McCoy's going to come down and shoot for goal from 40 out directly in front.
Needs to be closer than that. The ground's not that long here.
Oh.
That's not 50.
That's about 30.
Yeah.
And he's in real estate.
So
that's why he's in real estate.
That's right. I'll say you 300 square block. Don't worry about it.
We won't be paying per square on him.
McCoy comes in. Right foot kick. The big fella has got it. The goal umpire and Charlie Lang talk to each other, and Charlie Lang's, oh, here we go.
But what's it to confer? You've got no TV. It's either through the middle or it's not.
So it's a goal.
Correct.
Because the goal umpire came back and said...
Oh! I've seen it all. I've seen it all.
Behind to Ed McCoy. 9-1-55 St Mary's. 3-5-23 St Joseph's.
I can't commentate anymore. I think I'm done.
Brian drives it long towards the outer side. Long ball. McCoy setting himself to mark off the hands of the pack. Ben Clark there. He's Lewis through traffic. A little shimmy and then tackled by Dowling out of bounds. Umpire says, throw it in.
I just wonder how you can have a review without...
Why don't you back the goal umpire in?
The goal umpire said it was a goal. They celebrated it was a goal.
Anyway.
That's where we are.
So we're at.
Ball into play.
Is this 1v3?
McCoy from behind win the tap down and rolling ball. And I know where you're getting at, Kirsch, but we might just leave it there.
Which is code for shut up, Kirsch, please.
Yeah, because if I'm ever getting phone calls from AFL Bar and it's about Kirsch and Kirsch's comments about the umpires.
Come on, Kirsch. Let's tidy it up.
Goodness me.
Jeez, it's cold. Is all I'll say.
The deflection, boundary throw in centre wing. Hughes got it down towards Hose, who tapped it onto Lewis, and he left it in the end. The ball, Gow's kick was smothered, went backwards. Lewis is back there now. Jansen for St Joey's, for St Mary's. He got a kick away, but St Joey's, dangerous kick back in towards the middle. Harry McMahon, now free kick. Yep. The umpire pointed the wrong way. Yeah, it was a free kick to Ali McDonald, I think, for a kick. So he's going to get it from the middle and drive it long for St Mary's towards the pocket, punched away for St Joey's and comes into the arms of Lewis, who goes back to whence it came. McDonald comes up, Edwards comes at him for St Joey's. On hands and knees, Connolly couldn't pick it up for St Joey's. They're getting hassled out of it. Burke, De Grande. De Grande puts a tackle on, and now the umpire will come in and ball it up.
They're not attacking with any real purpose, St Joey's, or system?
It looks like, when they've got ball in hand, their kicks are panicky, or they're under pressure. They're not sort of looking to switch the play and open the game up or attack the top side or anything like that at the moment. Everything is under pressure. And that's a credit to St Mary's.
McCoy won the tap down. The ball at ground level. Nick Dowling on hands and knees. Can't get a handball out. He's going to get pinged. I reckon he might have copped an accidental knee to the head in all of that from Felix Henderson, who comes up with the resultant free kick. Jack Mullen, who kicked 7 a couple of weeks ago, not finding it as easy today, but now he wants the footy in his direction. Chafer, De Grande from 3 deep, big spoil, Hamish Burke, front of the pack, chance for Connolly, kick partially smothered, bouncing ball will roll through for a minor score to Ryan Connolly, the youngster, in game number 8 of his career. Couldn't find a much-needed goal there, and the margin is 31. St Joey's now 3-6-24, 9-1-55. Second quarter action thanks to Sheen Panel Service. Get $7.50 off your excess with Sheen Group. T's and C's apply.
Lang called to play on fullback for St Mary's, so he does so and drives it to the outer side. Looking for Burke, who goes up over the back of the pack. Nick Dowling gets wrapped up by Lewis. He got the hands free though, and now Garner on centre wing gets the kick around the corner. That is nearly a great mark. Yeah, that was a great mark, or a great attempt anyway, from Elijah Wales. He was paid the mark at half 40. Chips the ball over the top. St Mary's trying to get it towards Travellini again, and the umpire said it's touched and over the boundary line for a throw in. At right half forward for the visitors. They are 9-1-55. They lead St Joey's 3-6-24. We played 26 minutes on the Bowen Foods time clock in this second quarter.
This is a result that just tipped this premiership race on its head. You've got to remember there's no Ham, there's no Pendlebury, there's no Dowling out there for St Joey's, who are going to come up with the footy, although leaving it behind was Lewis, and St Mary's going to go inside forward 50 again, attacking it. Sam Burke turns onto his right boot, sends it towards goal, holds in the breeze, and Luke Webb nonchalantly takes the mark. Pack collapses around him, but he takes the mark. Kicks to Hose. Hose sends it wide. Lewis working hard. Will have to take it on the half volley. Want to turn Rayner inside out, ran out of room. Tried to handball it to himself, sort of Kevin Bartlett style, circa 1978. Actually, bit 1980 grand final on Stan Magro, and couldn't come up with it, and he decides, now I'm going to go and have a rest. Takes a seat, and we'll get it hurled back into play. Birchie, just very quickly for St John of God, quite on the injury front for such a combative game.
Yeah, certainly is. No injuries for either side, which is great news.
Over the back of the pack, St Mary's get it through Jansen towards half forward. Coming out, Burke spins, gives it away to Wales. His handball was slick to Cockrell. Kick was partly smothered, falls in the arms of Al Hickey. He goes with a kick on the handball on the outside. Hose has got it at half back. He goes to centre wing. Rudd from behind can't take the mark. Off hands, spills to Chafer. Runs through centre wing. Goes to an opposite side centre wing to Henderson, who kept his wit. Did well. He needs to give it to Morrison. King is coaching from the combox. He goes short to Keelan Betson. He wanted the handball. He's looking for a handball. Somebody run past him and give the handball. He does to Knights. He gives it to Henderson. Had to sit and wait. Back to Knights. Oh, Zach Knights from 45. He has kicked out behind, or out of bounds on the full or something. It's out of bounds on the full. And it will be a free kick to St Mary's in the last line of defence.
Of uncertainty.
Yeah, the boundary and goal umpires looked at each other, and nobody wanted to make a decision, but I think it was clearly out in the full. Jack Mullen's getting extremely frustrated in front of us.
I think he wanted a short, maybe.
Yeah, Zach Knight's on the run. He's not your... He's only kicked the 2 career goals in 34 games. Long high ball to half back for St Mary's front position. That's a good mark by Webb, who's for Wombat Gully Plant Farm having a defensive role played on him. He's going to go from one point of the square to the other, from left half forward to right half forward, and Antonak directing traffic. Now he'll run to 48 and can pull the trigger and send a long ball. He's happy with that too. They needed it. They needed something in the shadow of half time as they pull the margin back to 25. 4-6-30 St Joey's. St Mary's a 9-1-55. With a rush behind and St Mary's scored. Joey's have actually had more deliberate shots on goal, but find themselves with the best part, or more than a 4-goal buffer to make up in this second term, thanks to Sheen Panel Service. They need one more, Kirsch, before half-time, or it's going to be tough. They're going to have to defend for their lives in the third quarter.
They do, and look, their smalls haven't been great, and they've defended really well, St Mary's, as we've mentioned a fair few times already. When the ball hits the ground, the smalls haven't been there, so the Antonaks, the Mullins, they need to get into this game of footy. Ryan Connolly, they've got to get in and impact this game and hit the scoreboard, because at the moment it's just rebounding at will by St Mary's defence, who have been very good.
McCoy got it down in the first ruck, but then wrapped up Robertson, so he can't go anywhere. Betson now from the second ruck. Hughes just wants to clear the kick. He gets it smothered, falls in the arms of Flynn, and then he dropped the football, and then he had to put the tackle on Gow, which he did. He's not going anywhere, and we're going to have a third ball up in the middle.
Leopold 2-5, South Barwon 2-5. I think there might be an old-fashioned scrap going on at Memorial Park.
Ball up the chimney. Keelan Betson punched it on. Gained 30 metres, goes towards Gus Morrison. He can't pick it up though. Harry McMahon can kick around the corner, open half forward flank. Where's it going to run to? Burke tried to keep it in, then he gets pushed over the line by Liam Betson. And we're going to have a boundary throw in half forward for St Joey's.
We've got nearly 30 minutes on the Barn Foods second quarter time clock. St Mary's by 25, right half forward, boundary throwing, Saints in attack. Hughes winning the tap down, front of the pack. Knights is there, trying to control the footy was Flynn. Now kick towards the top of the goal square. Big spoil from behind Liam Betson. Jared Garner overran the footy. Clearing kick comes, a high ball. Might have been Ben Clark looking for Mullen. Good spoil Bartolo, but Chafer in the middle of the ground. Stepped out of the tackle of Rayner. Turned and kicked on his left. Sends it wide, looking out there for Gus Morrison in a one-on-one. Harvey Ryan will be first to the footy. Little shimmy and got away nicely. Has a cheeky bounce, runs away and then drives a kick towards right half forward, but he's put that out in the full. He did everything right. Not for the first time, Harvey Ryan. Done everything right at the contest, but then the kicks let him down coming away, and he's given St Joey's an opportunity to load from left half back.
Yeah, not sure it was a great option by Mitch Chafer either. He went to a sort of one-on-one on the outside of the ball, and probably a bit more direct, it would have been better.
Cal Mitchell with the free kick goes towards Morrison. Oscar takes the mark on centre wing, drives it towards half forward. Oh, diving mark. No, not paid. Third umpire, Hamish Burke. Handball, missed the target. Ryan Connolly's handball also missed the target. St Mary's can break free and go towards half forward with the kick. Falling over at the crucial stage was Garner. Mitchell was against him. Ball spills free now. It's McCoy who kicks it backwards to Gow, but it's okay. They come to the top side. He tries to chip the ball towards Henderson and get around on the left, but he didn't have the ball in time, and St Mary's again, and that is the first half in a nutshell there. There's 4 St Mary's players around Felix Henderson, and they held him up. St Mary's 9-1-55 at the breaks, St Joey's 4-6-30.
Half time thanks to Blackman's Brewery. It's cold here. The ultimate half-time beer.
Well,
mate,
you wouldn't have to put them on ice.
No.
They just put them out here. Put them on the front. They'd be fine.
It is chilly as Jane Birch makes her way out onto Drew Oval. No doubt we'll grab one of the St Mary's boys for a quick couple of words, as my fingers legitimately have gone a shade of white that will probably turn a shade of blue between now and us getting off air at around 5:30 this afternoon. That second quarter, St Joey's, they kicked 3 goals, 4, but St Mary's into the breeze, 3 goals straight, including to Sam Burke, Elijah Wales and Jesse Travellini, Antonak, Chafer and Hunter, the goal kickers in that second term for the Saints. Let's go.
This is my school.
This is my school.
This is my school. This is my school. This is our stadium.
break from here at Drew Oval, a chilly Drew Oval, Saturday afternoon winter football, but it's an entertaining clash, and St Mary's are making some noise. 9-1-55, they lead St Joseph's 4-6-30. Back on the other side of this, thanks to APCO Cafe 20.
That's for sure. They've got the range, the quality, a strong team. In fact, did you know they've clocked up over 40 years in Geelong?
The Cats, they've been around a bit more than that, Bruce.
Oh, no. Kerr's higher.
What about the stats for the game?
Well, statistically, I shouldn't even be here. I've got a patio to pay.
Kerr's Hire, North Geelong, Grovedale and Ocean Grove. kershire.com.au.
Get a good night's sleep with Harvey Norman, Corio and Warn Ponds. Quality mattresses by Tempur, Sealy Posturepedic, Sleepmaker and King Coil by A.H. Beard with major savings. Queen size from a low $499. Adjustable bed bases, bed frames, kids' bedroom furniture, bunk beds and storage pieces. Customizable Australian-made bedroom furniture to suit your space and style. Luxurious pillows, quilt covers, sheet sets and more. Get behind the Cats this season with your locally owned and operated Harvey Norman, Corio and Warn Ponds.
Here's another powerful reason to choose Tyre Power. At Tyre Power, you deal with owners who are proudly independent. We're not just tyre experts. Tyres are our life and livelihood. And because many Tyre Power owners are part of your local community, you can trust our family to look after yours. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 13 21 91 for your local independent owner.
Thanks to our #1 ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
It's half time here at Drew Oval, and unbelievably, I can't believe this bloke is back in the country. I actually can't believe that he...
on the Blackmans too.
I can't believe he survived Vietnam. B.W. Castanelia.
Yes,
he's just loitering.
He is with intent.
He's got a Blackmans in his hand, or he's got a Pivot City Lager, having a quiet one, and he's going to be part of the Carrock team. He's back tomorrow from midday for the Cats and the Saints tomorrow. How are you? Here we go. Hang on. Let's.
I'm very, very good. I'm not good with the scoreline. 4-6-30 and 9-1-55. This wasn't in the script, was it? The Bogan Catholics are showing up the sort of model citizen Catholics that and I'm a part of. So anyway, hopefully that'll change in the second half. Although he's blowing the milk out of your tea there. So anyway, we'll see what happens.
How was Vietnam?
Yeah, look, it was a big finish, and we had a good time.
When did you get back?
About 11:30, yeah. So I just unpacked the Okanuis and straight to the footy.
11:30, straight back. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, so no, it was good.
You're trying to keep yourself
Hot,
awake,
very hot. No, I got 40 winks on the tin missile on coming back. So we had a good time, and yeah, back at work on Tuesday, which is depressing. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. The Cats need to find a way tomorrow, and Joey's need to find a way in this second half.
Absolutely. Benny, look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Benny Castanelia, part of the K-Rock footy team, AFL style tomorrow from midday. Birchie, anything to report injury-wise for St John of God Hospital, caring for our community for 50 years?
Not a thing, Kingy, and it is surprising, seeing as it is such tricky conditions out there, that hasn't been any sort of collisions or any injuries of note. So that's good. No one wants injuries at this time of the year in the race home to finals.
Benny's just found your photo from the big freeze. He's being an absolute imbecile. So I thought Benny might go to Vietnam, come back and, be somewhat mature. What? No. If anything, he's come back sillier than he left. Thank you for that.
The tin missile.
Yeah.
The model citizen Bogans.
The Bogan Catholics.
The Bogan Catholic. He got them all in 30 seconds. I love it.
I was sort of questioning whether I hand over the microphone or not, but thought we might as well.
It's risky. Thank you for that. Any stats, please, Kirsch, that you've been keeping thanks to Kerr's Hire? 3 locations, North Geelong, Grovedale and Ocean Grove.
Yeah, we normally take some marking stats. I did take marks inside forward 50 today, thinking that the bigs might clunk a couple, but that hasn't been really the case, Jose.
Yeah, you haven't used a lot of ink.
Not a lot of ink in that section, but the ones that do matter are the inside 50s and clearances on a day like today. And look, no surprise that the numbers are pretty even. It's just the way that the two teams have gone about it. Clearances wise, it's St Joseph's 25, St Mary's 21. So St Joe's +4, but inside 50s, St Mary's are +2. So 27 to St Joseph's, 29 to St Mary's. This is the interesting one. Marks inside forward 50 are only 3-2 in favour of St Joseph's, but that's not going to be that sort of day. But the tackles inside forward 50, St Joseph only had the 2 tackles inside forward 50 for the game, and St Mary's have had 9. So, when we're assessing the game of football, there's a lot of things going on in that forward half.
Ollie Flynn would have had a lot of those tackles.
Yeah, 100%. And that young fella's been everywhere today. We did mention it in the broadcast that they're 11th in the competition for tackles, and that's why Luke Rayner was so happy with their quarter time. 25 in that quarter is probably well above the average of where they are in the competition. So they've brought the heat. They've put the pressure on St Joseph's, and that's exactly why the scoreboard is the way it is.
Good numbers, though. Thank you for that, Kirsch. And, of course, Kerr's Hire, 100% locally owned and operated in Geelong. Quality equipment for hire and sale. Let's go around the grounds for Leopold Sporties. Firstly, let's start with VFLW. Round 13, penultimate round for the Cats, who are now 2-11 after losing to Collingwood. 3-3-21 to Collingwood, 9-2-56. That's not a bad score, 9-2 out of Deakin on a blowy day like today from the Magpies. Cats VFL men on the TV tonight from 7 o'clock. Toby Conway in action.
Playing.
Yeah, Loch Ness, as Benny likes to call him.
He's back.
So
we found him.
And if the Cats can win that, they'll actually stay in touch with the top 5.
That's a better game than Carlton Melbourne.
Yeah, I would have thought. The free-to-air game, actually, yeah.
Absolutely.
From of course, that traditional venue that Geelong and Collingwood play at, Whitten Oval.
As always.
Hawthorn 54, Port Adelaide 42 early in the last quarter.
Please.
And let's GDFNL, please.
Oh, GDFNL.
3 games.
Well, there's only 3 games this afternoon, so the other 3 games just last week. So Bellpost till 7, Werribee 36, so that's terrible.
That's Bellpost till 07, not 1-1.
Oh, yeah, no, that's 07, so they haven't kicked a goal. Inverleigh 65, Bannockburn 20, and East Geelong 34, North Geelong 45.
Ballerine is round 14.
Drysdale 24, Geelong over to 49. No Mitch Day, that's okay. Mid Montawari 17, Torquay 33. Bowen hits 42, Ocean Grove 48. Hello, the bridge going the other way at the moment. What's going on there? Wowee. Queenscliff 60, Newcombe 12, and Anglesea 44. Geordie's got them going. Port Arlington 31.
And GFNL, the rest of round 12.
Yeah, somebody's asleep at Geelong West. No idea. 13 to 10 out there, which it has been for about 45 minutes. Grovedale 46, Lara 13. Leopold and South Barwon 17 apiece.
It's been that for a while.
Has Newtown 102, North Shore 6, and Colac 36, St Albans 3.
Thank you for that. They're all the scores for Leopold Sporties, your complete family venue, 135 Kensington Road in Leopold. We'll take another break, come back. It's half time for Blackman's Brewery, the ultimate halftime beer made in Geelong. Kirsch's head-to-head for Breakwater Meadowland on the other side of this, and his thoughts thanks to the Sporting Globe. Back shortly, thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. Live Breathe, K-Rock Footy.
K-Rock's Tim and Jess.
So they're calling it a mini-moon. Essentially, it's just like a small asteroid. It's about 10 metres wide. It's coming so close to the Earth that it's getting picked up by the
Gravitational pull.
And it's going to do one loop
And then
get flung straight back out into the universe.
Yeah. But can we give it a more catchy name?
Murray the Moon.
Murray the Moon. There we go.
Excellent.
That's all I needed.
They're expecting Murray to start his orbit as of September 29.
That's nice. Now I'm worried for Murray. The Murray worry is quite high. But thank you very much.
Voted by a panel of their peers to most likely make you laugh whilst driving home in 2025. Tim and Jess on K-Rock. Your future, your hands. Study at the Gordon.
Since a bloke named Bill started cutting timber in a mill back in 1980, Barwon Timber's been the builder's best mate ever since. Whether you're stick framing or need prefab frames and trusses, Barwon Timber's got what you need for every building stage. Geelong owned and operated with trade quality products in stock, ready to go. Barwon Timber, Fellmongers Road, Breakwater. The team that builders just keep coming back for.
I'm going down to Barwon Timber.
Hamlin Homes, with over 40 years of commitment building homes throughout Geelong and the Surf Coast. Hamlin Homes is family operated, born, raised and living in Geelong and committed to thriving into the future. Committed to building quality, sustainable homes. Committed to supporting you throughout your building journey. Hamlin Homes, built on a commitment to local trades, using premium quality materials, including a roof made from Colorbond steel. Hamlin.com.au, CDB-U 52938.
All this footy making you peckish? Time for some Zambrero feel-good mix. Incredible burritos, bowls and nachos. Cook slow and serve fast with only the freshest, most delicious ingredients. Plus, when you buy a regular or big burrito or bowl, Zambrero donates a meal to someone in need through the Plate for Plate initiative. Feel extra good about every bite. Grab your Zambrero now. Geelong West, Ocean Grove and Torquay. Or order online so you don't miss any of the action. Zambrero, feel good mix.
At Harvey Norman, Corio and Warn Ponds, meet the next generation of computing power, the new Intel Ultra processors. With AI and Windows Copilot, these computers have never been faster or smarter. For technology that's not just ahead of the curve, but bending the curve, talk to Geelong's experts in tech and discover how you can upgrade your world. Harvey Norman, Corio and Warn Ponds, proudly bringing you the future of computers, now.
Have you had a car accident and needing it repaired now? With Sheen Panel Service, you don't need to wait, Geelong. We will pick up and drop off your car. We will provide an accident replacement vehicle. We will even pay up to $750 off your insurance excess. Sheen will also offer a lifetime guarantee on all repairs. Get your car fixed now and conveniently with Sheen Panel Service. T's and C's apply. Visit sheengroup.com.au or call 1300 249 755.
Thanks to our number one ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
Halftime, thanks to Blackman's Brewery, the ultimate halftime beer made right here in Geelong. King is just having a nice Blackman's at the back of the box. Oh, no, he's not. A little bit of KFC. And look at the St. Joey's people just looking after Kirsch. They know he's back, so they love it when he's in the box.
We get looked after well, don't we, by most clubs?
Most clubs.
Oh, no, all clubs
we
look
do.
after us.
No, absolutely they do.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. These two especially. Yeah. Here today. In the expert chair, thanks to the Sporting Globe Geelong. Eat, drink, sport. Kirsch, first half. What do you make of it?
Well, we've spoken about it a few times, haven't we, about St Mary's pressure, and they've certainly brought the heat. They've come to play, and they're really making a statement today. Yes, they're missing a few players, as are St Joseph's, but they've come here to really knock off the top of the ladder St Joseph's, and the way they're doing it is by absolute pressure. Every time we spoke about, every time that St Joseph's have ball in hand, their kicking's under pressure. They're not, hitting the easy uncontested ball, which we know that they're number one in the comp for all those uncontested stats. They can't get that today, so they're finding it hard to get some real fluency with their ball movement. And because of St Mary's pressure, their inside 50 entries have been pretty ordinary. But the bigs up in the forward haven't really contested as well in the areas they normally do. And when the ball hits the ground, their mids and their smalls just haven't gone to work and let the ball rebound a little bit too easy. So there's a few areas that St Joseph's can pick up a bit and improve on to get themselves back in this game. On the other hand, St Mary's has also got to keep doing what they're doing. They're defending well up back. They're rebounding with ease, really, outside their defensive 50, and then they're moving the ball slingshot style, particularly through the corridor. When they're aggressive with their ball movement and they get some run and carry and overlap, they're really hard to stop. And, you know, their entries inside forward 50 every time they go forward, they look dangerous. They look like they're going to score, whereas St Joseph's are struggling to probably hit the scoreboard with some fluency. So St Mary's has just got to do exactly the same. I'm sure Rayner and Bosley will be asking for exactly the same effort and intent this half as they have in the first half, whereas St Joseph's have got a lot of fixing up areas that they can help themselves out in and get a bit more ball inside forward 50 with some fluency.
The move of Elijah Wales onto Luke Webb, genius.
Yeah, really good move because he's lively and he won't engage in sort of, yes, Luke's going to take his aerial marks, his intercept marks and do what he does, but it's what Elijah Wales can do the other way and how he can hurt the opposition. And I mean, Elijah Wales has been on the VFL list. He's a very smart footballer, so you know, he's hit the scoreboard a couple of times now and he's looked dangerous when the ball goes inside forward 50 if they give him some time and space.
Head-to-head thanks to Breakwater Meadowland Steel Projects made easy. The head-to-head this afternoon.
Yeah, Bailey Cockrell and James Hose. And look, it was an interesting matchup because we know that Gow and Blood and all that are going to do what they do inside there, and Travellini, we know there. But we've got some of these younger players. And Bailey Cockrell, I thought, you know, he's really had an impact since he's come back from injury in this competition, and we know what Hose has been doing. So Bailey Cockrell to half times only had the 3 kicks, 2 handballs and 1 clearance and 2 tackles. He hasn't had a great influence on the contest at this stage around the ball, whereas James Hose has been outstanding. He's had 11 kicks, 5 handballs, 5 clearances, 3 inside forward 50s and had a shot on goal as well. So at the moment, James Hose has got the nod, but there's a long way to go in this game of football as the great Jacko Davis walks off the oval in front of us.
He could play a bit.
I wouldn't mind a small forward now with a bit of input and impact on the game, and he would be the one. Triple premiership player, of course.
Jackson McLaughlin would be handy out there today.
He'd be very
I believe a couple of the boys might have seen Jacko play over in Perth. Headed over.
So, yes.
9-1-55, 4-6-30. What is this the margin that Joey's would want to be dealing with at 3-quarter time? They almost need to neutralise this quarter. You don't want to be coming from much more than this down at 3-quarter time with the breeze, do you, Kirsch?
No, you don't. What did St Mary's kick in that quarter?
They kicked 3 straight.
So they need to hit the scoreboard. They need to be playing football and yes, playing as if there's a breeze, but they need to be hitting the scoreboard. They need to get at least matching 3 or at least 4 and going in no more than 4 goals, I reckon, Kingy. 24 points would be your maximum margin because St Mary's, as we know, kick 3, they can hit the scoreboard against the breeze.
Hawthorn look home, 19 points clear of Port Adelaide, 9-7 to 6-6, 13.5 minutes played in Launceston in the final term. Thumbs up come from umpire Edwards to umpire Calendar, and we will get things underway. 3rd quarter action thanks to Bowen Timber here at Drew Oval. Geelong owned and operated and building better since 1980. Here's Jason.
So Hughes and McCoy. McCoy gets it down for St Joey's to Gow, who got slung as he got his kick away. Robertson comes off the wing and gets tackled by Zach Knight straight away. So it will be a secondary bounce in the middle. Goes up. Hughes from behind. Hunter Lewis through the middle. He can't pick it up, puts the tackle on instead. And it will be a 3rd bounce, or a 3rd ball up in the middle. Umpire puts it in the air. Hughes gets it down. Hunter Lewis, though, rose to St Joey's. He goes long. Lang can't take the mark. Bartolo off the side of the pack. Left foot kick clearing back towards half-back for St Mary's. Goes out there. Hickey gets there first. Handballs it backwards. Kick around the corner from Cal Mitchell. Close to the boundary line. Keeps it in. Blood needs some support and got some. Bartolo with a kick back towards centre wing. Luxa Fortune. Rudd stood in front. Took the mark. Wants to play on quickly. Gets it out towards Harry McMahon to run onto it at half-forward. Tried to tap it on. Oh, falls into the arms, comes backwards, top of the square, goes towards there, needs Wilson, can't take it. Webb, Wilson again, usually pretty good, falls over the crucial stage. Handball was elite to Cockrell, who kicked it and got tackled at the same time and put it out of bounds on the full. So St Joey's dodge a bullet and they'll have the clearing kick through Felix Henderson in the last line of defence for St Joey's.
The last thing they would have wanted conceded is a goal so early in this 3rd quarter. Margin is 25, Henderson short to Webb, who's with the footy, presenting short. Here's Jack Mullen, ignores that. called to play on. He'll drive a kick as far as he can. It holds up in a very stiff breeze. Lang and Hughes manage to spoil each other. Mullen front of the pack. Chafers down in back play. Keep an eye on him, Birchie. Quick kick around the corner from Mullen, but he's kicked it straight to Keaton Rayner, who, as we know, he's one of the best in the comp, intercept mark-wise. Reads it well off the boot. And he'll send it back from whence it came. It'll hug the boundary line. Lewis tried to work Jansen under the footy. Back of the pack. Chance here for Wilson. Lost it in the tackle. McMahon. Jansen. Quick snap around the body. Top of the square. Sam Burke's his target. It'll have too much carry. And that'll actually go out in the full. That has defied the laws of physics, that kick. He snapped that from about 40 metres out, tight in the right forward pocket, across the face of goal, and it's floated out of bounds in the left forward pocket. And will be a free kick to St Joey's as we wait for the ball to come back from the car park.
The last Luke Webb kick where he had to kick down the line here, there was no representation down the line. He basically kicked it to two St Mary's players. So the bigs have to be getting up the ground, making the ground a little bit smaller so they can compete in the air and make at least a contest, halve it, get a stoppage at least 55 from goal. At the moment, he's got really not a lot to kick to.
Ball ended up at Chicken Ranch. They've gone to get it, and it's come back now. Webb's got it. Goes outside 50 with the kick. Oh, in the middle of the pack. Good mark. Sam Christensen.
Right on cue. They've got to compete in the air.
Goes inside 50 to Burke, and that was just beautiful from Christensen. And Sam Burke led out beautifully in front of Liam Betson, took the mark, and will have a set shot for goal from 25 out 45-degree angle.
No, nothing changes in football, Jace. If you're behind, you punch. You know, you can't mark everything. Even if it's a kick down the line and you're the bailout kick, you've still got to defend the ball if you're behind.
Simple game played by simple people.
Correct.
Don't make it harder than it needs to be.
At the moment, that's just not working in the air for them.
Burke, who has kicked 2 this afternoon. He comes in. He has kicked 3 this afternoon. Great start for St Mary's, and they go to 10-1-61. They lead St Joey's 4-6-30. Barwon Timber, K-Rock, third quarter scoreboard.
Yep, some of the goals that you can, that you give up or you concede, you look back at it and you go, look, that's defendable, or you can do this, you can do that. Well, you've got to do it. You've got to show the way, and at the moment, they need some leaders at the moment to step up and show the way, St Joseph's.
It's not getting any warmer. What's the feels like for Goddings, please, Jace, here at Drew Oval?
Feels like at Drew Oval here is a 6.2.
Now, that's why it's not going to get any warmer.
No, it's not.
And if anything, it might get a little bit darker and a little bit wetter.
Launceston, it's 3.5, just to let you know.
Still doesn't make a lot of sense that I know they've got to play a certain amount of games in Launceston Hawthorn. Why are you playing on the middle Saturday of winter?
Not sure.
Well, you should play during the day and not at night. We just had to wait for I think we've had to go and get another footy, Birchie. Oh, I think we might have a freshie. And umpire Chaston puts it into the air. McCoy and Hughes nullify each other. Ball's allowed to hit the ground in the end. Might have been soccer off the ground by Blood. It'll roll towards half forward. McMahon and a one-on-one. It's well played there defensively by Nunatis. Might cop one high from McMahon. Here's Hunter Lewis getting wrapped up in a really good tackle, and that is holding the ball. That is a jaffer of a tackle front on by Jack Blood. And the skipper leading from the front, wants to step around. Lewis does so, runs to about 60 from goal, pulls a kick. Rudd off the fist of Sam Burke, I reckon back of the pack. Webb, good tackle, Wales, just submitted in it. Oh, holding the ball! I reckon he might have been able to get rid of that, Luke Webb. The replay will come up in a moment, Kirsch. Keep an eye on that. But I suspect that he made no attempt. He took the footy. Have a look when the replay comes back, but this is going to be Elijah Wales, who's having a real influence in this contest as a negating small forward, looking for his second from the top of the square, and he's kicked it. And this one might be over at 37 points. Back-to-back goals for the Saints. We'll get a glimpse of the replay shortly. Kirsch will talk us through it for the Sporting Globe. But Elijah Wales has 2. St Mary's had 10. 10-1-61. St Joseph's 4-6-30.
I feel that Webb just conceded the tackle, like he was tackled. They blow the whistle quick these days.
So Blood sends it inside forward 50. The ball gets out the back of the pack. Webb takes it.
Oh.
Yeah, might be a bit harsh. I thought he might have had an opportunity to get rid of it.
Back in the middle, McCoy got it down for St Joe's. Oh, Hughes did some roving work. The big ruckman goes towards Harry McMahon. Hold, said the umpire. Going to be advantages of the Garner. No, it's going to come back. Harry McMahon is going to take it inside. Oh, Jared Garner has kicked the footy sideways back to his teammate. He's had to go and get it, and he's going to have to come back around. He's in the centre square. And just forward he goes now with the kick inside 50. Jansen to run out. Oh, Carey Smith, great work. Coming across the front of the pack and taking the mark at defensive 30. Called to play on. He's going to go short towards Gus Morrison, right in front of the best seats in the house thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. He's going to drive it outside defensive 50 for St Joey's.
Left footer as opposed to his brother being a right footer. Kick to the wing. Oh, that's a good mark. Hughes flies into the pack, comes across, takes it nicely, and will send the Saints back inside forward 50. A long high ball. Sam Burke is there. Wales is the unintended target. It's going to roll out the back, is it? It's going to roll through, untouched. Hughes with the goal, and the margin is 43, and the Saints are going to steal 4 points out of Drew Oval. They go to 12-1-73. St Joseph's a 4-6-30, and Fletcher Hughes with a bomb from just forward of the wing. Got it over the pack. It was untouched, and it bounces through with nobody on the line. And the Saints are on top in this third term, thanks to Bowen Timber. Geelong owned and operated and building better since 1980.
Yeah, I don't know how many times we've said it today where that kick down the line, another, back to Fletcher Hughes back in, just another goal. Like, it's just repeat and rinse at the minute. Take the ball off the line. Try something different. I know the breeze is hard, but switch the play. Come in board. They've got to try something different instead of down the line football.
Well, they have Liam Betson's in the ruck now for St Joey's, and there he is. Gets a clearing kick. Goes deep towards centre half forward. Oh, getting back there, Hamish Burke.
This is
Good
it.
mark.
Yep.
And he's taken the mark in front of Paddy de Grande. He's blanketed so far this afternoon. Burke now plays on, goes to the outer side, half-back flank. Oh, getting back there at pace was Lang, off his hands, and it's through the back. Wilson can't keep it in. We'll have a boundary thrown on centre wing on the outer side.
Drysdale making their move, 46, Trail Amos 49. Drysdale have kicked 6-10, Amos have kicked 8-1. So, ball back into play, true centre wing outer side, Minerva Road side of the ground. Here's Keelan Betson giving it to his brother Liam, who turns and snaps a ball, a high ball towards half forward. Rayner spoils it away from Lewis. Harvey Ryan, the roving at close quarters, tried to give it to Rayner, but he had it knocked away. Hamish Burke's been good. Here's Cockrell, couple of ginger ninjas linking up, kick to the wing and coming up and marking on the chest. Zach judging it well with Zach Knights, who'll just concede some ground and diving and not taking the mark. Was Gus Morrison, but there might be a kicking in danger call. It might bail Joey's out. They needed that, or they might have been in trouble. And Morrison quickly wants to go on with it, sends it wide, and full-chested Gow comes up and meets it.
Gives it away to Luke Webb, who runs past through the middle of Drew. Goes towards centre forward. Ho's got three on him. One of them getting away was Jack Blood. Goes to the outer side. And goes, oh, Burke, great mark at half forward, Sam Burke. And he wants to play on. He's called, come, Elijah, come to me and I'll kick it to you. And he does. And he takes the mark, 55 from goal, Elijah Wales. So he's right in front of the best seats in the house, thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. Top of the square with the kick. Garner comes in, can't take the mark. Play on, said the umpire. Through the middle, Nanatus. Back to whence it came. Gus Morrison goes up, in front, taking the mark, Joel Edwards. And he will take it at half-back. Goes towards centre wing. It stops, though, that again into the breeze. And Jack Blood takes the mark.
Blood will drive it back to about 20 from goal. Trying to get a run, Sam Burke. Webb positioned himself but couldn't complete the mark. Burke over the top of Webb. Webb tried to haul it in. Umpire says, give it to me. I'll ball it up about 25 out from goal. That's more holding the ball than the one earlier. He drags it in.
Yeah.
So we'll get it put in the air for Rudd and Liam Betson to do the ruck work. Liam Betson won the tap down. Al Hickey trying to extract it, couldn't. Cow fell to him. Quick snap. Travellini, open goal, calls of touch. Touched it is. They're celebrating the Saints, but it was touched off the boot. Jesse Travellini wondering why he hasn't been given his fourth of the afternoon.
He's in disbelief, isn't he?
So 3 goals, 1 for Jesse Travellini. 12 goals, 2 now. That's the first behind off the boot of the afternoon. They lead by 44. Joey's 4-6-30. Third quarter. Bowen Timber scoreboard. Geelong owned and operated and building better since 1980. Check out bowentimber.com.au.
Webb to the outer side. Oh, standing. Lang. And he had Oscar Morrison out this side.
Repeat, Jace.
Yeah, he's got to do something different. And Charlie Lang's taken the mark. He's going to drive it back to whence it came. Into the pocket. Not a great kick. Burke goes up. Can't take the mark off the back. Wales. Oh, and they're looking dangerous. Samary's deep forward. And we're going to have another boundary throw in the left forward pocket. So Rudd up against Liam Betson, who's now in the ruck for St Joey's. He tries to take it out of the ruck. He threw the ball to Keelan. Wales is in there in the middle as well for St Mary's. We're going to have a ball up. 20 out from goal.
This is Elijah Wales' 21st game for St Mary's. It's his best.
Yeah, 100% from what I've seen of him. He's been terrific.
Trying to barge his way through the pack. Garner after roving the ruck work. Top of the square, Sam Burger. It's a wonderful tackle by Ben Clark. Forced a spillage. Edwards, a handball back to the voice of Al Hickey. Got some protection and then drove a kick towards half back. Flying but not marking was Oscar Morrison. He'll try and do some work at ground level but can't take it. Knocked away by Lang. Jansen got a couple out in the air and then a handball to Cockrell. Cockrell to Connors. Connors a kick to the top of the square. 15 out. Joel Edwards stands underneath it and takes the mark. Holds things up for the moment, but his team trails by 44. They're a long way from home. They need to find a couple of goals. They've got to be within 5 goals at three-quarter time to be any chance you would suspect.
At maximum.
Edwards, that's a shank off the boot, and he was dealt with after he kicked it by Sam Burke, and that's going to be a bailout for Joey's because Nick Dowling was ready to pounce, and Gus Morrison will take the resultant free kick. Betson calling for it short, and that's where he goes, and he had to wait for it, but he takes the mark, Big Keelan, and then he's called to play on, and he'll swing a kick towards the wing, looking for his brother, Harvey Ryan, in front. Had it spoiled away. It was a good spoil by Liam. Chafer the loose ball. Connors, like you know what, on a blanket, just hangs on tight and not letting go. Stuck fat, and we'll get a ball up true centre wing broadcast side.
Rudd up against Betson, or held on to. Rudd, no, the umpire said play on. Lang's handball on the out to Ali McDonald. Right foot tumbling punt. Nonatus comes out, doesn't sit for him. Hickey, he can't take the mark and or push in the back. Umpire said no. Wilson made sure Al Hickey wasn't going anywhere at 50. And we're going to have a ball up. St Mary's into attack again. They lead by 44. Rudd gets it down. Keelan, Betson in the tackle. That's holding the ball. It has to be. You have to make it up decision, and he did in the end. It was probably the right decision because he pirouetted 7 times with a tackle against him. Chris Jansen was on him, and he will shoot for goal from 50 out, 45-degree angle. And not without a chance. Just landed in the goal square and let it bounce. That's what the last 2 or 3 have done.
Yeah, well, he's a nice kick, CJ, so...
Kick 1. And this to make it the half century for St Mary's in the lead. If he can do this, he comes in. Keelan Betson stands the mark. Right foot kick. Hasn't got the distance across the face of goal and through for a rush behind to the visitors. 3 rush behinds or 2, whichever one you like. 12-3-75 St Mary's. St Joey's 4-6-30. Bowen Timber K-Rock, third quarter scoreboard.
Webb bangs it up the middle. Long ball, and he's got James Gow marking, and he'll quickly want to get on with it. He's got runners running forward of the footy. He'll send a kick wide to Zach Knights. That'll suit his left boot. He can go short or with a handball. He does to Keelan Betson, who gives a handball back to Zach Knights, who under pressure, a high left foot kick, and back with the fly, judging at best, is Charlie Lang. Wasn't a great forward 50 entry, to be honest. Once Knights was put back into position to have to kick with a play coming towards him, he just had to kick it high. Lang to half back. Oh, big fly. Mitchell couldn't hang on. He's hurt himself maybe. Keep an eye on him, Birchie, for St John of God. Gets back to his feet. I think he's okay. Here's the veteran Joey, and we'll get a ball up. Just forward of the wing, slightly favouring Joey's, but they are battling. They are scoreless through the first 15 minutes of this third quarter. 4-6-30 what they were at half-time. St Mary's with 3 goals, 2 now lead by 45 there. 12-3-75 on the Bowen Timber third quarter scoreboard.
Betson got it down in the ruck contest, got it to the side, but again, his brother got wrapped up by Jack Blood, and he wasn't going anywhere, so we're going to have another ball up. Still on centre wing in front of the Alan Russell Pavilion here at Drew. Rudd tried to take it out of the ruck contest, couldn't do so though. Felix Henderson wrapped up, he got the handball away to Hose. He tried to keep it in, but he ran out of room, and it will be a boundary throw in this time. And we're going to have that on centre wing, 12-3-75 St Mary's. St Joey's 4-6-30, and we have played 16 minutes in this third term on the Bowen Foods time clock.
Lara 3-7, Grovedale 8-4. The Cats having a real crack.
Good work.
Out at Burdu Reserve. One of their high scores of the year outside of the North Shore game, and they had a good score against Geelong West as well. Rudd jams it on the boot, and I reckon the rain just might be starting to fall. Birchie, some bit lightly out there.
Just a little sprinkle, Kingy. Yeah, you're right. It's sort of just coming in small showers. So the wind is the big factor, but with a little bit of drizzle as well, it's going to make it very tough for Joey's.
Yeah, if it's not hard already, you might be able to put the 4 points in the bag here. Fletcher Hughes winning the tap down. Liam Betson gone into the rucker handball. Gave it to Henderson. Henderson around the corner. Neat little kick. Oscar Morrison. Big spoil from behind. Christensen did really well.
He's had a great day, hasn't he?
He's had a great day, yeah. Left-handed spoil. Just got himself in the right position. Knocks it out of bounds and just forward of the wing. We'll have it hurled back into play. Is there any other levers that St Joey's can pull, Kirsch?
No, I'm just having a look and see what they could do at the moment. Looks like Blood's just doing a little bit of a sit job on James Hose at the moment too. So Hosey's gone right out of the game as well.
Boundary throw in. Keelan Betson a handball to Grandy. Had his kick smothered. Jansen turned into trouble. Got dumped by Liam Betson. Ball bobbling around and now stuck under the pack, and we'll get a ball up.
It's not often you say this. They're struggling in front of the ball in the air. Normally that's their dominance. So maybe
absolutely.
fling Cal Mitchell forward and put Oscar Morrison back, who has played back a fair bit in his career. So you've got to try something different to see if we can get a mark up forward in front of the ball.
Liam Betson won the tap down, but the ball's going to roll towards the boundary line. McCoy in front of the Alan Russell Pavilion, and he'll see it out. We'll get a boundary thrown. Fair to say there's a big contingent of navy blue and green in front of the Alan Russell Pavilion. It's usually red, gold and black as far as the eye can see, but this afternoon St Mary's out in force.
They are. There's some real reptiles I know in that crowd too. Not good. Ball up, a boundary throw in. Coming in, McCoy from behind. Gow. Oh, he went without a hose. His kick was partly smothered. DeGrandy tried to get it on the up. Garner. His little toe poke of a kick. Now Blood got it away. Just pressure from St Joey's. Nanatus, his kick was partly smothered. Goes back towards Lang. He tried to get the handball up. Hose again. Oh, handball to himself nearly. The umpire said play on. Falls back. Flynn got it out to Garner. Gets some clear air and space. Gives it to Travellini, who tries to go for Wales, but Webb chops it off. Plays on quickly. Webby from centre wing. Goes inside 50 with that kick. Needs a mark. Lewis can't take it. Tapped on. Burke at the side. Hamish goes with a clearing kick. Now run and chase it, boys. It's out to the wide open spaces on centre wing. Goes towards the half forward for St Mary's, but getting back there, and actually it's a great kick for touch in the end.
Well, it's got to be
insufficient. And a boundary throw in.
I thought...
Oh, you can't. He kicked it 100 metres,
I thought umpire Calendar was coming to pay insufficient intent, and David Chaston signalled throw it in
before he could
actually do it. It just had... He picked up speed, which is usually the universal sign for...
I've got to do it.
Unless he might have been just switching positions. Either way, it's a boundary throw in, left half forward for the Saints. It's a shallow throw in. The ball will roll towards the boundary line. Chance for Hughes. Hughes' handball along the boundary line will be tracked by Gus Morrison and out of bounds, and we will get a boundary throw in. We've gone nearly 20 minutes, so time upon us in this third quarter, and St Mary's with a 45-point buffer over the ladder leaders. Ball back into play. It's a shallow throw in. Hughes a double palm down to the front of the pack. Nanatus takes it, but then he's dumped in a really good tackle. Is that Ollie Flynn again? Or is it Wilson? It's Wilson this time playing a good tackle. And we'll get a ball up. So to think they've got McMullen and Sprague running around in the VFL today. Throwing eventually Dowling, Pendlebury and Ham. And we got a team that is going to challenge, you'd think, come September. A high clearing ball to half back for St Joey's. Lang stands under it. Takes a really good mark. That is a tough mark in the conditions. That's a Hamlin hanger from Charlie Lang.
Goes towards the top of the square. Sets out Webb on a long lead. He plays the other team though. Good play from Webby. Now St Joey's go back to Mullen. At centre half back, Jack gets it, goes towards centre wing, just playing at all costs now. Lewis though, can't take it. Jansen, his handball back inboard, or Blood made it look better than it was. In fact, it might have been McDonald. He gets around the corner. Webb again, just a little bit of influence from Webby across half back at the moment. He's just on his bike a little bit, wants to get it going. He's at left half back for St Joey's, called to play on now. He just chips the ball to Mullen. Webb runs past, he says no. Wales is right next to him that time, so I don't know what they're playing for time for. They're 50 points down. He goes 45 points down. He goes short to McCoy. He's got it on centre wing, the big ruckman. Hickey tried to run past him to get it, so did Webb. He gave it away to Webb, who runs, goes with a right foot kick on the outside towards half forward, but again in front, taking the mark. Charlie Lang, and told James Gow all about it at half back.
He's in some rare form at the moment. Charlie Lang was outstanding a fortnight ago. 25 touches against Leopold. 17 of those were contested. He kicks to the wing. McCoy dropped what he should have taken. Webb to clean up. Handball to Clark. Clark dinks a kick over the top. Just missed his target. Went over the head there of Mullen. It's going to roll out the back, but St Mary's have got numbers again. Blood will get involved. Try to take on the tackle of Chafer, and he didn't win that. He's landed awkwardly too. Head might have hit the deck. He's okay. Chafer, not for the first time today, with a chase down tackle. He snuck up on Nick Connors a little bit earlier. Chafer sets it up. Needs a mark. Big fly coming. Mullen couldn't take it. And at the front of the pack, well, there's about 5 players on top of that footy. We're going to get a ball up. 12-3-75, 4-6-30, 22 minutes almost played on the Barn Foods third quarter time clock. St Mary's in control here in round 12.
Just our first injury update down here. Chris Jansen's come off for St Mary's with a bit of discomfort in that left shoulder.
Thanks, Birchie. For St John of God. Injury update. Now Harvey Ryan for St Mary's. Gets it on the out to Blood. Then he gets it further. Travellini goes towards half forward. Burke. Oh, can he take the mark? Mitchell right next to him. Umpire has paid the mark and or too high. He's been good today, Sam Burke. For St Mary's. He plays on from centre wing, drives it towards half forward. You give him a wrap and that's what happens. He turns the ball over. Joel Edwards takes the mark. Always going to happen. Edwards has taken the mark. Inside defensive 50 for St Joey's. Called to play on now. Left foot kick out wide is okay. Oh, Mitchell comes down heavy again, but he takes the mark in front of Burke and Blood. And it will be Cal Mitchell at half back.
Sun is shining, but the rain's got heavier, Birchie.
Yep, and we have a rainbow on that outer side, which is a beautiful sight.
Mitchell, thanks to Goddings, our ground report. Chafer had a fresh airy. Ryan had his kick smothered. Ball's going to deflect backwards, but Bartolo was there. Handball, Hamish Burke, Connors ran out of room, tried to get a handball on the bounce to either Ryan or Cockrell. Didn't matter because it went out of play and we're going to get it held back into play. Do you have to go back a while to find out when St Joey's were last held scoreless in a quarter? 4-6-30 is what they were at half-time when they remain on. St Mary's at 12-3-75. So the Saints, after 6 first-quarter goals, have gone 3-3 to take control of this contest. Gow tried to burst away from the contest, fired a handball out wide, missed Henderson, and out of bounds it goes again. And we'll do it all again. Right half forward in front of the High Performance Centre. And the scoreboard as well, that for Barwon Timber shows St Joseph's 4-6-30. St Mary's 12-3-75.
Hughes and McCoy. Hughes works his way to the front. De Grande, kick from the side of the pack. Oh, Ford and Morrison got his way in front of Christensen on this occasion and took a good mark as the ball was tumbling in from De Grande. And Oscar Morrison's going to go back and have a set shot for goal from 40 outside angle.
Hopefully this saves me from having to go and do some research.
Well, you attack the ball well then, Oscar, and that's what they're looking for. Someone to attack the ball, particularly in the forward 50. That's their first mark for the half in the side forward 50.
So Morrison hasn't troubled the scorers yet this afternoon. Comes in, right foot kick, and has sprayed it. And has just got it in for a behind. So they go to 4-7-31. They trail St Mary's 12-3-75. Barwon Timber K-Rock third quarter scoreboard.
Saints will be happy with this as we approach 25 minutes played in the third quarter.
That breeze has dropped too with that sprinkle of rain.
Thank you, Birchie. Connors with a long high ball to half back, and Al Hickey back with the flight takes a good mark. Captain Courageous for St Joey's will send it back towards forward 50. Does hold in the breeze. Hughes back with the flight for St Mary's. Couldn't hang on to it. McCoy just palms it forward, trying to buy some territory for his team. Hamish Burke laid a good tackle, but maybe hung on too long in that tackle. He and James Gow now want to have a little tate-a-tate. And James Gow is going to go back and have a shot and try and get Joey's there first of this quarter and give them maybe some momentum going into three-quarter time. They're going to find themselves, unless they can find 2 or 3 late ones, potentially 6 or 7 goals down at the final change. They will have the aid of a breeze, although as Birchie alluded to, it just feels like it's got up a little bit again. Gow will have to start that left-hand goal post, does so and sneaks it in. So first goal of the quarter for St Joseph's has taken 26 minutes and they move to within 38 points. 5-7-37, Gow with his 11th of the campaign. He's actually number 1 for goal assists in the competition. He finds one himself there. St Mary's 12-3-75, third quarter. K-Rock. Barwon Timber scoreboard. Geelong owned and operated Kirshen, building better since 1980. Matty Kershaw for the Sporting Globe. Eat Drink Sport. Rory Street, Geelong.
They are looking for a few positives to go into the last quarter. They did have a few repeat inside forward 50 entries then. They did have a little bit of time in forward half and kept it back in their half and just got a little bit of a look at it each time. So a few positives to be taken out of it.
One more wouldn't hurt.
Absolutely.
Hughes got it down, but Betson did the roving work for St Joey's. Gets it out wide. Might run backwards for Hunter Lewis to be able to pick up before the boundary line. Oh, he tried to handle with his left hand. He missed the ball and it rolled out of bounds. So maybe his right arm's just for looking too. So it will be a boundary throw in at right half forward for St Joey's.
For gloves, hopefully.
Oh, gloves.
Oh, wow. I might have hung some shizing on you over the journey, Jace, for your gloves, and today's a day where I
wish you had a pair.
Wish I owned a pair.
Clearly didn't leave him in the Volvo.
No, I got him out of the Volvo, thanks.
So we just had to wait for the ball to come back from over the fence. One of the water carriers is, I think that might actually be Lockie Peck.
Yes, Paul Peck's son, Lockie, was just down here before. Yes, it is.
Held into play by the boundary umpire. It's over the head of Hughes. Trying to duck under the tackle, Nick Dowling, and in ducking under the tackle, drew high contact and wins himself a free kick. So no Paddy Dowling, but Nick acquitting himself quite well this afternoon. And he's called to play on over the outstretched arms of Hunter Lewis on the mark. He sends it long towards half forward, judging it best back with the flight. Everything looks easy for Harry Smith. That was just casual. Going back with the flight to take that mark, and the sun is beaming down here.
Oh, except kicking.
Yeah, he's not his best, but the handball on the up for Cal Mitchell was pretty good. There's a bit going on between Rayner and also Gow. Gow got a free kick. Rayner was high. Hickey and Rayner into each other. Nobody stands the mark. Gow should just take the territory, although Rayner's come back quickly, and Luke Webb's wanting it in the left back pocket. Instead, he's overshot the kick in the middle of the ground straight into the waiting arms of Harry McMahon. Now, Jesse Travellini is streaming back towards goal. Instead, Wales has got off the chain. Right half forward, runs to 55, sees an open square, and Elijah Wales goes bang! Third of the afternoon, you've got to put him in steamatic category. Doing a roll on Luke Webb and kicking a third goal, playing as a negating forward. Metricon goal of the day, a bomb from Elijah Wales. And St Mary's back out by 44 and just about home, you'd think. 13-3-81. Joey's 5-7-37. Third quarter action thanks to Barwon Timber. That is a jaffa from Elijah Wales.
Yeah, well, it started off with that turnover in the corridor by James Gow, and then as the ball's coming inside forward 50 on transition, Joel Edwards decided to go corridor bound and be an extra in the corridor, and they just left Elijah Wales all on his own, and his direct opponent kicked the goal.
Back in the middle, Betson went up, got it down, and had to do some tackling work on Jared Garner, who was trying to break away. So the umpire will come in, ball it up again.
The irony is, marking goal of the day are probably going to end up with Webb and Wales.
So a third ball up here. Garner again tackled. Can't get away. Hughes, bigger tap down this time towards Flynn. Leaves it for Rayner in the end. He gets tackled by Hickey. And the umpire with a bit more work to do. Still in the centre of Drew reserve. Now it goes towards Betson Keelan. His kick was smothered. Trying to get it out there was Hose. Comes backwards towards Garner now for St Mary's. Gets it to Hughes on centre wing with the outside of the right foot towards half forward. Where's it going to be? A kick off the ground was good for St Mary's. They come in board. Cockrell from behind puts a tackle on. And it's going to be held up about 25 out from the St Mary's goal. Harry Smith couldn't get away then.
If it's not already done, one more will certainly kill this off, because Joey's aren't coming from 50 down at three-quarter time. Sam Burke and Liam Betson to go at it. They engage. Ball hits the deck at their feet. Trying to barge his way through is Jack Blood. He's brought down by Hose. And we need a ball up. About 20 out from the St Mary's goal, attacking the southern or Autumn Street end here at Drew Oval. By Chaston, puts it into the air again. Backhanded by Betson, roved by Rudd. Right foot snap, basically went up the shot tower. And it's going to roll towards Wales, who's bundled out by Ben Clark into the right forward pocket and over the line. And we'll have it thrown in once again. 13-3-81, 5-7-37. Saints in control and in attack. And looking to hammer home this advantage. been on the end of a couple of heartbreakers recently against St Joey's, but that's not going to happen this afternoon.
Boundary throw in. Burke taps it back. Dangerous spot, top of the square. Blood gets around. Handball to Rudd was hard. Left foot kick over the shoulder. He actually kicked it too far, Michael Rudd, which was amazing. And didn't come back with a breeze and threw for one behind. So we go 13-4-82 now, St Mary's. St Joey's 5-7-37. Bowen Timber K-Rock third quarter scoreboard. Geelong owned and operated, building better since 1980. Luke Webb again. Come this side, Webby. No, he's going to go down the middle. He pierces the ball towards half-back. It's a good kick too. Chafer takes the mark. In fact, it's Hose. Hose takes the mark. At centre half-back. Needs to move it quickly. Gets it towards the middle. Turned it over though. Betson couldn't get there. Rudd could. And Michael Rudd from the centre just torp it.
Port Melbourne listed but hasn't had an opportunity at VFL level despite some strong GFNL form. Long ball from the back. Sam Burke couldn't mark. Brought it to ground though. Front of the pack. Harry McMahon was there trying to barge his way through. Rayner a long way from home. Hose a handball over his left shoulder on the bounce. Try to get it to Chafer. Did, but I reckon is that Flynn laying another tackle? His tackle numbers when they come out on Premier Data are going to be pretty impressive, you would have thought. And that is three-quarter time, and this one is done. They've done the job with the breeze, St Mary's. After leading by 25 at half-time, they've kicked 4 goals to 1 to now lead by 45. And their 9th win is well and truly within sight. 13-4-82, 5-7-37. Three quarters done here at Drew Oval. We'll take a break. Thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. Every donation doubled on APCO Foundation Giving Day, Tuesday, July 29. It's just 10 days away. We'll have more details over the coming weeks here at Carrock Footy about APCO Foundation Giving Day. Live, breathe, Carrock Footy.
Tom Lee and Loggy, Geelong's favourite way to wake up.
So if you have trouble bending, stretching, putting on socks as you get older, or if you were injured, so I've seen this hack.
I could use this.
Yeah, I know.
Because I have to roll on my back at the moment and kind of hook one on my big toe and just anything like that, just to get it started.
Of course you do. It's called foreplay.
In 2025, Geelong and the Surf Coast's favourite way to wake up is Tom, Lee and Loggy on K-Rock 955. Visit.
This is my school.
This is my school.
This is my school. This is my school.
This is our centre.
of those games right now because of the 10-minute head start. Inverleigh will actually only be a game out of the 5.
Amazing.
Keeping themselves well and truly alive. Ballerine, can you please give us round 14?
Geelong Amateur 64, Drysdale 54. No Riley Kershaw struggling there. Torquay 45, Mottawarri 29. Barwon Head 75, Ocean Grove 51. The bridge looks like it's being rebuilt. Queenscliff 94, Newcombe 20. Anglesea 74, Port Arlington 52.
And in the rest of the GFNL, round 12?
Well, Geelong West and Bell Park are playing, but you wouldn't know. 25 to 21. Don't know what the score is updated there, so we need an updated score from there. Grovedale 76, Lara 26. South Barwon 36, Leopold 21. Newtown 131, North Shore 8. And Colac 62, St Albans 11.
All right, so St Albans have finally kicked a goal in that one. You've got to say that it's good to see that somewhat competitive Lara, and you would have to think that, are we calling it too early with 6 rounds to play, that Leopold aren't playing finals this year, Kirsch?
Look, and you know, the only reason, like we discussed, that we picked South Barwon today was because they've had so much change of personnel in their side, and they just can't get some consistency and continuity in some players. So I think yes, Kingy, that they're going to miss.
All right, it is 3-quarter time, Kirsch. This game, for all intents and purposes, is done. 45 is the margin, and that breeze that Joey's were hoping to kick with is no longer. Not that it's been a howling gale, but it's probably not as stiff as it was through the first 3 quarters. Now that we've got a bit of sunshine.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure how much it's going to help either, Kingy, because St Mary's have brought their A game and they are absolutely running on top of the ground. They've come with a plan. They've executed it well. Their coaching staff would be extremely happy with the way they've gone about it. It's all right to talk about, you know, tackle pressure and defensive pressure all over the ground, and there's another thing is come out and do it, and they've done exactly that. They've taken away St Joseph's game. They've done their homework, and they've been terrific today, and they deserve this lead. St Joseph's, they need to change some things up. They might change some personnel in certain spots and see what they can do, but they've got to get the ball inside forward 50, and they've got to have their forwards make an impact in this game. And to kick 5 goals to 3-quarter time is not St Joseph's like, and they need to be doing a little bit more. They need to bring the pressure themselves too, don't they? They need to sort of turn St Mary's over and get some opportunities, but they, in front of the ball, they need to lift from their forwards.
Just keep looking at the ladder, and so you think South beat Leopold from here, Bell Park and Geelong West. So that'll be interesting. If they wouldn't want to lose that one, Bell Park. They kicked 2-9 till half-time. We are waiting for an updated score from there. The live scoring seems to have gone on the fritz.
I've got an update from 3-quarter time at West Bell Park. 34 apiece. Bell Park have the breeze in the last. That was from Zakiah Davey. Zakiah Davey gives
when's he going to get back?
He played today, his first game in the reserves, kicked a goal. Good. Limited game time, so see if he can get himself back in the seniors
We
next week.
want him playing footy because he's fun to watch.
Absolutely, yes.
What we saw of him at Lara, but we'd love to see him back at the Giants. Let's see if we can go down boundary side. Birchie, where are you? Anywhere near Ron Watt? Let's see if we can tap into Birchie.
He was going to shoot up to... Ron, obviously it hasn't panned out the way you'd want it to today, but as a coaching group, watching from upstairs, what's something that's really stuck out to you today that you haven't just quite executed?
Most things, to be brutally honest. The opposition's been really good. They've been too good for us, and we haven't owned enough of the contest ourselves. So that for me has been the disappointing piece.
And obviously, when you are behind, you look to change things up a little bit. You put Betson in the ruck, and he provided a pretty good contest in the middle there. Are there some other cards you can play this quarter to try and eat into this deficit?
No, just ask the players if they actually cared, and if they care, let's see what sort of spirit they'll come out with this quarter.
No worries, Ronnie. Good luck.
No worries.
Ron Watt joining Jane Birch. Well, one they actually have pulled is Hunter Lewis is going to start inside the square in this final quarter.
I wrote that down as probably the potential. I've seen it in the last couple of weeks against the lower-rated clubs, and he's gone in the middle. So when they need it, they're going to have a look at it now with James Hose going forward.
Final quarter action thanks to Zambrero. Feel good Mex, and now serving hot chips. Oh, really? Geelong West, Torquay and Ocean Grove.
Hello.
Just another reason to visit Zambrero. We're underway with we've got a secondary ball up, Jason.
We have, and McCoy gets it down for St Joey's. Robertson comes off the wing, or gave it away to Blood quickly. He gets a right foot kick towards half forward. Rudd can't take it. Gow can for St Joey's. Right foot kick back towards centre half forward. Lang got a hand to it, couldn't take it though. De Grande, he gets tackled by both Ryan and Lang. And at centre half forward for the home side. We're going to have a ball up. They need 3 quick goals straight away. Let's see how they go. They've got to win
under a minute.
Under a minute. McCoy gets it down. Betson. Oh, he gets... Fletcher Hughes put a saddle on him and rode him at Sandown in the 8th. right there. The umpire said, give me the ball back. I'm going to throw it up again. Nobody could get away. So McCoy, Hughes gets it down. Keelan Betson, Hughes again. Tried to get a kick, free kick found for a hold or
Miles
something.
away.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a free kick to St Joey's.
Non-controlling umpire saw Keelan Betson being held. Kick into the pocket to Grandy. Can't mark. Front of the pack. Hose. That's nice roving. Snaps the ball across the face. Chafer with the one hand. Couldn't mark. Connors did well to get it to the boundary line. We'll get a boundary throw in the left forward pocket. So got to take every opportunity that presents itself. St Joey's have basically got to double their score and more if there'd be any chance, but I suspect that it's a bridge too far. Boundary umpire just keeps it flat with the throw in. Oscar Morrison works Hughes under the footy. Christensen had a fresh airy. Mullen trying to burst his way through. Handball out. Lewis was good. Quick snap around the corner. Antonak, but straight onto the chest of Hughes. Didn't go 15 according to the umpire, so he had to just fire a handball. Lang was there to pick it up on the bounce. Tried to put it into the path of Robertson. Coming the other way, Antonak will take possession, but then be taken in a two-man tackle, and we'll get a ball up near where the 50 meets the boundary line in the left forward pocket. Southeast corner of Drew Oval. Joey's 5-7, trail St Mary's 13-4.
So ball up. Hughes gets it down. Through the middle, Robertson couldn't take it. Blood, he tried to get it on the up to Travellini. Now Gow, his kick was smothered. Goes back to Robertson, his kick was smothered as well. Rayner gets it out of the traffic. Right foot high kick towards centre wing. Big pack there. Goes to the back, Wales. Shuffled the handball out. He gets it further afield and they go towards half forward with the kick. Nanatus with the outside of the right boot for St Joey's back, but he's kicked that in the car park. And it's out of bounds on the full, so St Mary's through Wales at half forward. Going to be able to drive it back in. No addition to the three-quarter time score. St Mary's 13-4-82, St Joey's 5-7-37.
So, short kick from Wales is marked by Bartolo. True centre wing outside. They're in no hurry, St Mary's, although Bartolo does take off with nobody standing the mark. Drives a long left foot kick into the right forward pocket and puts it straight onto the chest of Al Hickey. Chase looking after the Steamatic standout this afternoon, and Kirsch has got the Leopold Sporties to decide. Short kick was okay from Hickey, finds Ben Clark. Ben Clark will send it towards Mullen. Just had to stretch, but took it just in front of Cockrell. Mullen, what's he got presenting? He's going to drive it long. One-on-one. Chafer and Connors. Chafer front position. Connors brought it to ground. Calls for a free kick from Chafer. Will go unheeded. Ryan tried to duck under the tackle. And that'll be a free kick to Harvey Ryan. James Gow can only get up with a wry grin as if to say, well, if he ducks, what am I supposed to do? Ryan back to his defensive goal square, and awkwardly Christensen takes the chest mark.
There's been a bit of sun involved in that.
I think
for the first time today.
Needed an advisor. Christensen for the last line of defence for St Mary's. Goes to the outer side. Big pack there. Off the side of the pack. Oh, too easy in the end for Lang. Got it away to Bartolo. He shuffled the handball to Robertson. Kick around the corner towards centre wing. Coming out of Hughes, but Lewis stood his ground for St Joey's and took the mark. Right on centre wing. He drives it inside 50 now. Looking for Chafer. He can't take it over the back of the pack. Ball spills free. Christensen. Oh, it bowled him over as well. Now is to put the tackle on Morrison, and the umpire will come in and ball it up about 20 out from the St Joey's goal.
Nearly nutmegged him.
Did.
So 15, maybe 20 out. Ball up. Trying to go through the pack, but leaving it behind was Connors. Ryan head over the footy for the Saints. Lang's in there as well. This is your legitimate stacks on the mill. 4 bodies just lying on the ground, and the umpire says, give it to me and we'll do it all again. This just eating into the clock. St Mary's happy with this. As long as St Joey's aren't scoring, they don't care. Grabbed out of the ruck almost by Oscar Morrison. He had to then pick it up off the ground, and then Cockrell and Hughes conspire to halt his progress, and we'll do it all again. Tap down by Morrison, roving by Christensen. Kick didn't go very far. Snap around the body from Antonak is nice. He finishes off his work there from about 35 metres out, does he? Or not? Yes, it is. Gee, it took a long while for the goal umpire.
No, in her defence, she was waiting for the central umpire who hadn't actually seen the goal clear. So she did the right thing.
Marching back to 39. Louis Antonak kicks his second of the afternoon. And St Joseph's maybe give themselves half a sniff.
3 and 5 minutes, you never know.
Unlikely, though. There's the margin back to 39 points. They're 5-7-37. St Mary's a 13-4, 82 final quarter. Zambrero scoreboard. Kirsch, Zambrero, feel good Max, now serving hot chips.
Yeah, well, it took nearly 6 minutes to get that one goal, Kingy. They need another 7, so that's going to be 42 minutes. So if the quarter goes out long, we'll be fine.
Well, I won't be here, so I can tell you that right now. Back in the middle, McCoy gets
We'll have a
it
game
down.
on our hands, we will.
Hose gets it forward towards centre half forward. Handball by Cockrell, missed the target. Keelan Betson, he gets wrapped up by 12 St Mary's players. He's that big. He's a beast of a man. And he hands the handball back to umpire Chaston to throw it up in the air, just inside the centre square. Hughes gets it down. Blood. And the ball still in dispute. Robertson got a good tackle on. Garner got it away for St Mary's. Cockrell's handball back to Rayner. He gets the ball towards centre half forward. Bounces over the head of Ben Clark. Has to get back against Burke. Only as far as Harry McMahon, but it was great play by Clark because he also smothered the footy from Harry McMahon. Kick off the ground. Goes back towards Antonak at half back. Bartolo wheels on the left. Inside 54. St Mary's Burke. Great mark. That is a great mark from Sam Burke. He had Joel Edwards, who is also a marking expert in this league, and he just plucked the mark and will shoot for goal from 40 metres out on the boundary line. He has kicked 3 goals this afternoon. And Kirsch was wondering, with Paddy Dowling being away, where the goals were going to come from possibly. Well, Sam Burke has certainly kept up his end of the bargain. I reckon he had 31, did he, to start? 30. So he's kicked 3 this afternoon. This is for his 4th, and to snuff out anything. Comes in, right forward pocket, northern end of the ground, and it has missed it. I've built him up beautifully, and he missed.
He's had a really good game, though, hasn't he? He's been really... His hands today have been on.
For a game was not great for the Big Ben. 13-5-83, St Mary's, St Joey. 6-7-43, Zambrero, K-Rock. Final quarter scoreboard.
Well, we wait for the ball back. Birchie, down to you. Just Chris Jansen. Have you got an update there? Because I'm looking out there and don't see him among the several long sleevers that are out there for St Mary's today.
Not at this stage, but I will follow that up, Kingy.
Thank you for that. St John of God Hospital, caring for our community for 50 years. Injury updates. Webb wants to go straight up the middle to Henderson. Couldn't complete the mark against Rudd, so has to try and find it at ground level, but he's outweighed by St Mary's numbers, and that's Cockrell giving it to Rayner. Rayner brought down by Henderson, and at the edge of the centre square we'll get a ball up. I suspect we're probably just playing time here. 6-7-43, 13-5-83, the margin at 40. Liam Betson won the tap down. Cockrell flying through, couldn't take the footy with him. Henderson again gets his hands on the ball, but also going nowhere. And let's do it all again. Joey's with a trip to Colac that won't be easy next week. Well, St Mary's, they've got Lara out back at home next Saturday afternoon.
Betson got it down, got the kick away. Connolly over the top of St Joey's. The umpire will come in and ball it up. We're about 55 out from the goal.
Margin 7 at Leopold, by the way, gentlemen.
Ooh, game on. Betson through the middle. Cockrell tried to get his hands free, dropped the footy. Hughes kicked it away afterwards as well. It's holding the ball, St Joey's to take the free kick at centre half back for the home side. And it will be, once the ball comes back, because Hughes had actually kicked it towards the goal, it'll be Louis Antonak with the free kick. Paul Peck's son Lockie. When are you back, Lock? How you going? How's it going? Going all right? Playing shortly? No, not really. Not sure. Not your? Okay.
Antonak long inside forward 50. McCoy had to play spoiler on Lang from behind from the pack. St Mary's with numbers as they've been all day. Flynn jams it on the boot. It'll roll towards the boundary line. Now, they pay insufficient intent if that goes out. Well, it didn't in the end until Harry McMahon escorted it over the line. And we'll have it thrown into play. But is Lockie worked out when he's playing?
No, not yet.
Saw a little bit of off the ball. Little something, but Jack Blood went down and he's got up limping somewhat.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on that. Throw in underneath it, Betson and Hughes. Liam got rid of Fletcher Hughes, got to kick up the chimney, didn't go 15. Connors wants to claim the mark, and that'll be holding the ball. He shrugged one tackle, but he couldn't shrug the second, laid by James Gow. Not many do. In fact, it's Chafer. He'll turn and drive a left foot kick, sending it towards 15 out from goal. Lang couldn't mark, but mobile recovery was good. Gave it to Cockrell. Cockrell stepped through the tackle of de Grande, who's had no influence this afternoon. Kick wide and reeling it in with the one hand was Elliot McDonald. Takes a good mark at right half back. In blazing sunshine here at Drew Oval after a dreary old afternoon that's blown the milk out of your coffee. It's now sun shining. And here's Elijah Wales, who's been shining all afternoon. And you can now see the reflection. Oh no, it's actually going to be coming
free kick, I think,
back to Michael Rudd.
So the ball goes short. Jared Garner takes the mark at right half forward for St Mary's. Long to the pocket. Goes up, big pack there. Front of the pack, Wales again. Tried to get the hands free, couldn't. Nanotis had put the tackle on him. Oh, holding the ball.
Invalee's beaten Bannockburn 81-59 and Werribee Central 62 have beaten Bellpost Hill 31.
So then, so get going, Birchie, down there.
Yeah, just an injury update. Chris Jansen has actually left the ground with a sling on that left. The shoulder looked a little bit hanging down a little bit, but hopefully it's no major injury to that shoulder.
Thanks, Birchie. Injury update for St John of God. Balls come to Bartolo at half forward for St Mary's in front of the Alan Russell Pavilion. They to go to the top of the square. Wales over the back. Oh, it's touched by Edwards and Webb, and they see it over for a rush behind to St Mary's. They go to 13-6-84. They lead St Joey 6-7-43. Zambrero K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
Webb will just go straight up the middle.
Big torpedo.
He does. Finds the middle of the ground. Big spoil over the top, Christensen. Henderson was there but couldn't get his hands on it for St Joey's. McDonald around the corner for the Saints on the half volley. Well picked up by Rudd, deflected it to himself, shrugged a couple of tackles, stepped through another tackle, then kicked to 20 out from goal. Sam Burke flies, spoil away was good. Front of the pack, Travellini did the roving, had his kick smothered, and it rolls out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
They must be going awfully well, Port Melbourne. For Michael Rudd not to be getting a game, he is going very nicely at this level. Is Sam Burke on a VFL list? Not yet.
There needs to be a question asked, doesn't there?
Boundary throw in. Rudd got it down. Betson was there as well. Edwards got the clearing kick up the chimney. Hughes against McCoy. They both can't take the mark. Hamish Burke, handball underneath the McDonald. Burke comes across with a tackle. And that has been the day all afternoon, the tackling. It's been elite from St Mary's. We're going to have a ball up at half forward.
Just they came with a mantra to bring the heat by the looks of it, Kirsch.
Absolutely, they did. And like I said before, it's all right to talk about it, but they've actually come out and executed their plan extremely well.
Antonak almost threw that out to Hose. He can't take the footy. Garner got in the way. Rayner's got his head over the footy. So Zach Knight's dumped maybe without the footy. And that's going to be below the knees on Lang against Henderson, not paid. I didn't see it that way. Travellini drives the kick, but kicks it straight into the waiting arms of James Gow. Hasn't stopped trying all afternoon. Gow switches the play, but it's not a great kick. It's going to open the door here for Wilson to run on the loose footy. Shimmies back onto his right foot, sends a kick back to the top of the square. Rudd just couldn't complete the mark, but Edwards has given away a free kick, and Michael Rudd, he's going to go back and have a shot from about 30 out, directly in front. Ball use, pressure. Gee, some Joeys have got some deficiencies they've got to address out of today.
Absolutely, and even that one from Gow then, he didn't have a lot of pressure on him, but it's that perceived pressure. It's the pressure of the game, and it was just a basic turnover.
North Geelong's tipped over East Geelong, by the way, too, 77-52. Talk about a premiership race that's wide open. Even if Inverleigh were able to sneak into the 5 and get on a roll. Michael Rudd, to make the margin 47, he hasn't hit that well, and Brendan McCartney, that's actually bounced. That's bounced at the base of the left-hand point post and gone out of bounds at the symmetry end, and please erase any vision so Brendan McCartney never sees that.
I'm sick of giving these blokes pump-ups, I tell you, and then that happens. Come on, Ruddy. Ball. Left forward pocket for St Mary's. Boundary throw-in. McCoy up against Rudd. Rudd got a hand to it, then McCoy did. Falls back towards Rudd. He gets tackled into the ground, and the umpire will ball it up. 10 out from goal.
A couple more updates from down here, boundary side. St Mary's certainly don't want injuries with such a big lead, and the 4 points, certainly in the bag. But Jack Blood did come off. He's got an issue with his left ankle, but it's the back, almost his Achilles attachment. He's pointing towards, so he's just trying to sort of pinpoint that himself with the trainers. And Keaton Rayner also just came off there. Maybe some cramp in the right hamstring, or maybe some awareness. Could be either of those as well.
They got Lara next week.
The old awareness.
It's interesting you say that, because it was Alex Hickey who ran past Jack Blood and didn't touch him. Nothing happened, and Blood went down, held his back of his leg, and looked at Hickey thinking he'd done something to him.
Like the old kick in the back of the calf.
Achilles injury.
That's it. So it looks like that attachment down low. Yeah, I think you're onto that, Kirsch.
Thanks, Birchie. Downstairs, St John of God injury update. Ball is still in the left forward pocket. We've been waxing lyrical for a minute and a half and the ball hasn't moved. It's basically been 3 ball ups. It's gone about 3.5 metres.
You can just keep doing it.
Yeah, you probably could. The end of the game's nigh. So it's going to be another ball up. Rudd up against McCoy. So still in the left forward pocket. Rudd gets it down. They're in attack. Nanatus got the clearing kick. Oh, Hughes, good mark and good pressure against Edwards. He's been very good in the ruck for St Mary's.
Is he the team of the year ruckman right now, or is it Wilkinson?
I've only seen this boy a few times this year and he's been terrific each time. I see he gets better and better.
Long kick goes towards Burke, goes up free kick, found. What's happening here? Umpire has found a free kick for St Joey's. I think it's going to go back to McCoy. It is for a hold and he'll take it in the last line of defence for St Joey's.
Big Eddie drives it to half back and trying to find Oscar Morrison. He's got over his head and the packs. And it's going to roll to the boundary line and just beat both Henderson and Lang out. We'll get a boundary throw in. Right in front of Jane Birch, boundary side for Leopold Sporties, and all our injury updates this afternoon. We'll get a few of those when we speak with Saints co-coach Luke Rayner. Keaton Rayner's going to come back on the ground.
Interestingly, Jack Blood just run back on. I just wonder whether you risk any of your top players when the game's in the bag. But anyway, we'll see how he goes.
Well, Jansen would be a massive bloke.
Jansen's also coming back out now too. So,
or Rayner.
Percentage booster they're going for, I suppose.
Thank you for that. Thank you, Birchie. McCoy wins the tap down. Lara next week, so don't be surprised if there's a bit of management taking place, although they just have come off a bye. Quick kick forward. That was Harry Smith jamming on the boot for Joey's. Ball sits on its point, trying to knock it down is DeGrand. He hasn't done a lot this afternoon. Lang will track it to the boundary line, happy to see it out. He's in good form, Charlie Lang. Back from Finley, as we touched on a couple of weeks ago this year, played in the grand final in the Murray League. He's nearly at as many games for St Mary's as he played for Newtown. Needs to get to 30 career games and he'll be a 15-15 split. He's now at 28. And the ball's going to get hurled back into play. Right half forward for St Joey's. Betson, Liam, down to his brother Keelan. Keelan with a high, floating, spiralling ball to centre half forward. Gus Morrison goes with the spoil. Instead of trying to mark, he knocks it into the path of his brother. But Oscar's going to get wrapped up. Christensen and Ryan making sure he's going nowhere. And at the point of the square at left half forward, a ball up. 18 minutes played last quarter. This is where Luke Rayner, Ben Bosley and Ron Watt meet in the middle, shake hands and go, just blow the siren.
Absolutely.
6-7-43. Margin is 41.
Well, I think, Kingy, maybe we'll just get Jack Mullen to talk to Chasto because you run the joint. So that's what Jack reckons and we'll get it all done. That's perfect. Ball up. Keelan Betson gets it from Liam, but Garner stole it and he gets it towards the centre of the ground.
And those are beating Drysdale by 9 points.
Kick over the top towards Blood, who has made a miraculous recovery. Lazarus in the right forward pocket goes towards the top of the square from behind Wilson. A little bit about Jack, I think. Handball back to Flynn. Finish the work and he's missed. Good tackler, needs some work on the kicking. KC will have a look at that tomorrow. And it's through for one behind to St Mary's. 13-7-85 now. The Catholics down the street. The Bogan Catholics. 6-7-43. The modern style Catholics up here. And the Bogans have got it today. They lead by 42. Zambrero, K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
That's a Ben Casanilliaism. K-Rock football zone. Joining us a little bit earlier. Luke Webb with the kick-in duties, with the margin at an even 7 goals. Fair to say it hasn't been much of a last quarter. We've only seen 1 goal kicked through nearly 20 minutes. Al Hickey marks that kick in. He kicks to the wing, try to get it to Liam Betson. A little spoil away by Wilson, but Liam Betson will come up with it. Handball, Gow will send a kick, a high ball for Joey's to half forward. Lang back with the fly. Oh, that's a wonderful mark. Hamlin hanger from Charlie Lang. Not knowing what's coming the other way, Lang takes a wonderful grab. Hamlin Holmes, distinctively local. And he'll send a kick, Charlie Lang, back towards the wing. And you'll find Harry McMahon, who'll be paid the mark despite the late spoiler Smith. That's a great grab from Lang.
It definitely is. We had a great view of it as well. In front of the best seats in the house, thanks to Apco Cafe 24/7. Harry McMahon at half back now. Will drive it as long as he can towards half forward. Punched away. Edwards for St Joey's. Handball came back. Connolly got it backwards. Off a step. They go towards centre wing. Burke. Oh, Hamish Burke with a massive thump away. That's gone 40 metres. And he's put it over the line for a boundary throw-in at left half forward for St Joey's. They've been good, the back six, haven't they, Kirsch?
Been terrific all day. Look, from the start, they set the tone, they set the standard, and they've gone on with it all day.
A real men's club, aren't they?
Well, they celebrate the small things, King, and it's really important. They get around to each other just on defensive things like that, and that's what builds that sort of unity in the back 6 or 7 that go through there.
So it was a ball in, and then it got wrapped up by Hughes and also Gow.
Because outside of Pendlebury, they don't have a big-name defender, do they?
No, not really. They just do their job, and geez, they go about it so well.
Cockrell puts the tackle on Gow. They meet on the ground.
Connors is probably the most high-profile player down there.
Yep.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah. Game 137 for him today, by the way.
Death taxes and chip playing in the back line, I reckon. That's the way it goes for them. Ball comes outside. Robertson gets a left foot kick high towards centre wing. Coming out Hickey. Coming the other way, the ball spills towards Garner. He gets a left foot kick from mid-air. He just threw it up. Goes towards Burke at centre half forward. He left in the end for Blood. Great handball on the up. Geordie to finish. Trav to have another beer in Istanbul, and he's done it. He's kicked the goal, Geordie. And they will be very happy in Turkey. 14-7-91 St Mary's. St Joey 6-7-43. Zambrero K-Rock final quarter scoreboard. Feel Good Max now serving hot chips.
Draw at Memorial Park. 37 apiece.
Oh, no way.
I don't know if that even helps them, does it?
No, it hurts both of them, I reckon. Probably hurts Leopold more and takes percentage for both of them out of play. Well, except for those two head-to-head. 4-13 to 5-7. Neildy still can't beat Leopold. He's 0 well, he's 0.5 8.
0.5 8.
Back in the middle. First career goal for Geordie Robertson. You might think the first to Manny Gow in the middle, slung in the Cockrell tackle, hung on for dear life and won himself a free kick for holding the ball. Wow.
They're +4 in inside 50.
It's been paid as a sling tackle. Wow. Gow drives it long. De Grandi in a one-on-one. Worked Hamish Burke under the foot. He couldn't complete the mark, though. Harvey Ryan, a handball that was just knocked towards Lang. Lang to Hamish Burke. Burke, a handball over the top. Tried to get it to Nick Dowling. Nick Dowling with his head over the footy. Brought to ground. 2 over the top of him. Ball up at left half forward. So our first draw of the season is South and Leopold can't be split at Memorial Park. 4-13, ouch.
Bell Park lead by 12-2 at West.
And here's Hose next to the boundary line. High kick back into play. Didn't go 15, although will it be paid? No, it won't. Liam Betson did well to actually take it, then kick quickly. He'll kick and it'll bounce right in front of our best seats in the house for APCO Cafe 24/7. Don't forget APCO Foundation Giving Day. Every donation doubled on APCO Foundation Giving Day, Tuesday, July 29.
So a boundary throw in right in front of us here at Drew. Rudd and Betson. Betson got a hand to it, comes back to him, he handballed it on, and falls out the back. Chafer over the top towards the pocket. Oh, St Mary's had the numbers, they couldn't take the mark though, Lang couldn't take it. Lewis keeps it in. Coming now, Nick Dowling took the tackle from Hose, close to the boundary line. And the central umpire will do some balling up. Still right. We love it when it's right here in front of us. It's beautiful. We can see 43 players in front of us because there's one. Luke Webb's out the back. Let's see how we go now. Ball up. Rudd up against Angus Morrison in the end. Rudd, is that insufficient? Hunter Lewis. Oh, we'll throw it in. Hunter
Lewis wants insufficient intent.
Who's standing there? He's got a nice little fade going on there on the side there, isn't he?
You won't get that unless it goes out in the full, which is actually a rule.
Fair enough.
Ball thrown into play. Right half forward for Joe's, just outside 50. Tapped down by Liam Betson. Roving Nick Dowling. Didn't expect the tackle. Maybe lucky to get away with one. That's a good tackle by Ryan Connolly. And he's another one that's sort of in the Ollie Hannessy Hose, John Oates hair arrangement. Ball rolling towards the boundary line. Gow. And then on the outside of the boot, it's touched off the boot of Lewis, and we'll get a boundary thrown right forward pocket. We can't be too far away from Siren here in a quarter that's only given us 2 goals. We've gone 25 minutes. 14-7-91, 6-7-43. We're just waiting for the ball to come back and the boundary umpire to gather his composure and hurl it back into play. Can Joey's find a late one here? Haven't led at any stage this afternoon. It's been St Mary's all day. Travellini at the front of the pack, the roving, lost in a tackle, tried to be knocked away by Edwards, didn't work, and Schaefer runs out of room, and we'll get another throw in the right forward pocket. 6-7-43, 14-7-91. Final quarter, Zambrero, feel-good mix scoreboard, feel-good mix, and now serving hot chips, that's Zambrero.
So throw in, right again, Angus Morrison, big thump away, top of the square. Coming out, Lang, get out of my way, Hamish Burke. Hamish Burke says no one going to take it, gives it back to Lang under pressure. Gave it to Harvey Ryan, just gets a kick away under pressure. Outside defensive, 50 on the outer side, over the top of Rayner, who has to put the tackle on in the end and does well because he holds up Luke Webb. And we will have a ball up. 55 out from the St Joey's goal. It'll be Betson up against Michael Rudd again. Rudd gets it down. Handball to Rayner. Came from Garner. St Mary's on the go towards centre wing. Oh, a couple of St Joey's players. They go there. Now the ball comes free. Oh, Edwards handball. Just Hose. Got it out on the outside to Lewis. He got one high and should get a free kick and will under pressure from Flynn. He's on centre wing on the outer side now. Hunter Lewis. He chips the ball over the top. Morrison. He takes the mark. Oscar at left half forward for St Joey's. Called to play on now. Wants to come back into the middle. To be a precise kick in his to Harry Smith. Want to get back on that left if he can. A Webb running past. He's going to go with the left foot kick towards the top of the square. Chafer goes up and takes it. No, doesn't take the mark. Connor's right next to him. Chafer's second effort. Up the chimney. Hamish Burke to go up. Punched away by Rudd. And out of bounds for a throw in the left forward pocket for St Joey's. And that'll be just about it. 27 and a half played. 14-7-91 St Mary's. St Joey's 6-7-43.
If you've just joined us, Leopold and South Barwon have played a draw. 37 apiece. 4-13 Leopold, 5-7 South at Memorial Park. Which I reckon Bell Park wouldn't be upset with that result because they're going to hang on and beat Geelong West in a low-scoring clash at West Oval. Joey's to the top of the square, a kick that'll bounce over the head of De Grande and Hamish Burke. He's been good this afternoon, Hamish Burke. Christensen, he's been good too. Gave it to Ryan first game back, and a short kick is good to Garner, who hasn't had to have a massive influence on this contest, but as always is reliable in possession, and his kick finds Flynn at right half back. Ollie Flynn for the Saints. Kick has a little bit too much on it. It'll roll out the back and Liam Betson will track it. Will fire a handball to Nunadis. Freed the arm. Try to get a handball back to a teammate, but missed two targets. Picked up by Burke. That's Sand giving a handball to Travellini. He's been good. Travellini towards right half forward. Cal Mitchell flew for Joey's. Couldn't complete the mark. Wilson tried to keep it in front of himself. A little toe poke that was picked up by Harry Smith of St Joseph's. He's wrapped up. Brought to ground. We'll get a ball up point of the square at right half forward. 6-7-43 Joey's. 14-7-91 Mary's. 28 and a half minutes played on the Barwon Foods final quarter time clock.
So ball up. Rudd gets it down with the right hand. Rode by Zach Knights. He gets a left foot kick out towards centre wing. Sits on its point for Morrison Oscar. Tries to break away. Handball to Chafer. Connors right next to him. Handball by Sam Christensen on hands and knees. Rayner on the up. Gets it to Connors. Now he goes towards half forward, but getting back there, Al Hickey. For St Joey's wants to switch the play back towards the middle. Dangerous, but good. Antonak took a bounce, drew a player. Oh, handball from mid-air. Henderson couldn't stop. Now the ball goes across half forward for them. Rayner gets across there for St Mary's. Gives it towards Bartolo. Running the other way towards Garner. Couldn't trap it. Lewis against him. Free kick found. And it's going to go to Lewis, I think. Yeah, it's going to go to Lewis. No, it's going to go to Garner. So Garner's going to take the free kick, and Lewis can't believe it, and it goes on the outside to Travellini on centre wing.
Jesse Travellini, crucial in the first half in setting it up, kicking 3 goals. The veteran in game 138 goes short to another veteran. Game 197 this afternoon for Jared Garner. High floating ball. Sam Burke came up, couldn't mark. Right off the hands of the pack. Handball was too slick for Mick Marnello. His tackle was good on Keelan Betson. Forced to spillage. Rudd, Cockrell, steadies outside of the right boot. Wales, these bootlaces couldn't take it. Bouncing ball. It's well trapped there by Ben Clark. Did well, although too slow. Dragged down in the tackle. Spillage forced. McDonald. Wales to finish it off maybe. Cockrell with a left foot. Snap. Not enough purchase on the kick. Puts it on the chest of Webb, who brings it into the Alan Russell pocket pavilion. And Henderson, his kick, that is poor. And Harvey Ryan will attack it, clean up and fire a handball forward into the waiting arms of Dowling. And that is it here at St Joey's. St Mary's We didn't get a thriller. We got a very comprehensive St Mary's performance. 14-7-91. St Joseph's 6-7-43. The Saints improve to 9-3. Joey's now 11-2. They hold top spot, but St Mary's are loitering. Newtown are loitering. Is the minor premiership a fait accompli for the men in red, gold and black? Still plenty to play out. That final quarter, thanks to Zambrero, Feel Good Mex, and now serving hot chips. The Saints 14-7-91 in the end. St Joseph's 6-7-43. Jane Birch is down at ground level. We'll get to Birchie in a moment. She'll also follow the St Mary's boys in, but I think Hamish Burke potentially is on her radar and just waiting to get across to Berkey to a couple of words. We'll get the song as well, and then Kirsch is going to take the Jane Birch role for the remainder of the afternoon as Birchie takes an early mark. Birchie, down to you, standing with Hamish Burke.
Congratulations, Hamish, on an incredible win, really. If you turned up today thinking that you were going to win by this sort of margin against St Joey's, really set the standard the last couple of years, you'd probably tell people that, they were kidding. But what a fantastic team effort it was today, and always great to get a win against a quality side.
Yeah, bloody oath it is, especially with a few outs we had. And the team at the moment, it's just good to see, like, the Toos boys that have come up, those younger boys really really playing their role. My bad. But it's just good. Yeah, it's really good to see them. Great win today.
And the reason I grabbed you is because your form in the last few games that we've covered for Mary's has been absolutely outstanding down back. But it seems to be a real buy-in from the team. Doesn't matter who you put out there on the park, the 22. There's a real buy-in, and everyone just plays their role, whether you're down back or doing the little things, and the 1%ers up forward as well. It's you're really gelling well as a group.
Yeah, we really are, especially with the new group this year. They're doing a presentation with the new group. They've been unreal, and it's it's good to see we're winning games as well, especially today against Joey's, who the benchmark of the comp. It was really good.
And you had Paddy de Grande today. It's no mean feat to keep him. Well, I think he was goalless actually. So fantastic performance there. Who's been your toughest opponent so far?
No, thank you. Oh, too many to name. It's the boys around me that help me out. That really allow me to just play on my man. So, but yeah, de Grande's a superstar. So. Probably, yeah. There's too many. There's too many I've played on. So, yeah, it's just good to get the win again.
Well done. Enjoy the celebrations, and we look forward to seeing you again in a few weeks' time and the run towards finals.
Thank you very much. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Hamish Burke, I think it might be a Michael Carmody medal has been struck.
Right, that's good.
That is being presented. Nice. So we might get Birchie just to keep an ear out down there for an announcement and a presentation. I wouldn't be surprised if Nick Maxwell's actually down there. Birchie, I know you probably want to keep it to sort of whispering Ted Lowe, Pot Black style down there. But
I wouldn't be too sure that Hamish Burke's joined Paddy Dowling, so that's great.
Yes, in the F-Bomb Club.
F-Bomb Club, well done, Hamish. Great work. Well done.
It looks like Fletcher Hughes might have won the medal, is it? No, I think so. He's ducking down and getting something put around his neck. It isn't Nick Maxwell presenting it because Nick isn't. Down to you, Birchie. I'm guessing that was Fletcher Hughes receiving the medal.
Yeah, Fletcher Hughes received the Carmody medal. I'm just trying to. I might ask Sue a little bit about the presentation.
So Sue Cormack, the president of St Joseph's.
Sue, can you just update us on who presented that medal then?
Yeah, that was Marita Carmody, so part of the Carmody family. So, we've had a really big day in honour of Michael, who won a premiership here in 2000 and was tragically killed in 2007, hit by a tree while camping. So we've done it every year since 2008, and we've raised $125,000 over that time and put 80 kids through Catholic schools. So we're just really happy for this partnership, and we've had a really great day.
Fantastic, Sue. Great to hear all that you're doing, and great that there's a medal awarded in the honour as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Birchie's going to trot off and follow the St Mary's crew down to the room. So Fletcher Hughes, I wonder if that'll influence our Leopold Sporties and Steamatic standout decisions. We can tell you the result that is confirmed that he's through is a draw between Leopold and South Barwon out at Memorial Park, 5-7-37.
That was
4-13-37.
Talk about the theatre of it all. Hey? That's amazing.
This is my school.
This is my school.
This is my school.
This is my school. This is our center.